Hello,
What
everybody.
the fuck?
What the fuck are you doing?
Nico said it, and then it was a dude. I can't take jokes.
He was fucking with you, okay?
Yeah, well, I fell for it, and it's really funny now.
Leave
it?
Leave it in.
Sure, whatever. We'll leave it. Fuck you, Tanner. Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode. As always, I'm your host, Tanner, and today I'm joined by the funkiest monkey in the jungle, Nico.
That's right, folks. It's your favorite Latinx twink here reporting in, and I am telling you to not only like, not only comment, but most importantly, please subscribe.
That's right. Now that Nico has successfully tanked our viewer retention, please welcome the Thrilla in Manila, Dylan.
Dude, I am what will bring all of those viewers back because I just want you guys to have a good time. Hell yeah.
And finally, a man with a hell of a left hook, Jackson.
Hello.
That's right, everyone. And I brought you all here together to do a tournament. And it's going to be a Guapish at the Movies tournament. I have gathered for us a collection of characters from our various Guapish at the Movies reviews, and we are going to be pitting them against each other in a battle to the death. This is separated into two separate tournaments, a humans one, and then a monsters and supernatural types. And starting off, we got round one of the humans tournament. We have got Radio Raheem from Do the Right Thing versus Rorschach from Watchmen. I'm going to be honest, guys. Thank you, Jackson. I do think Rorschach stomps.
I don't think it's even a competition.
Yeah, not even close.
This is a pretty rough one to start with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next up, we have got Paul Walker from Running Scared versus the Warriors from the Warriors. Now, I will say, the rule I'm doing for groups, I guess, whatever, groups of people, there we go, is once one of them goes down, we count that as a win.
Oh. Well, then Paul Walker, I feel, in
that's
this.
That's tough. I think the other rule I contemplated is that the fight goes on for like 2 minutes and then they get whatever their signature weapons are.
Oh, so Paul Walker's to start with a gun.
Yeah, so the question is, can Paul Walker live long enough to get his gun?
I mean, if he's only... Oh, no, he's fighting all of them.
Yeah, he's fighting...
Right.
He's fighting a group of people. I feel like it's the Warriors.
I'm also in the Warriors camp here.
Yeah, if that's the set of rules, then yeah, Warriors.
To be honest, I was gonna go Paul Walker, but fair enough, Warriors wins it.
I mean, I guess if he can evade them for long enough, but...
I think he's just way tougher and scrappier than them is the thing. Very funny matchup here. We have got Joker from Joker versus Hitler from Look Who's Back.
Listen, Hitler only is good at telling people what to do and having people do things for him. I think Joker sweeps here, because, Joker
Not
just
true. Hitler is a soldier.
Yeah, it has to be Hitler here, because Joker, in the end, is just some fucking scrawny loser. Like, I don't think he'd really have much of a... Like, I don't know, well, he's fucking deranged, too. He'd fight dirty.
Yes.
This is a much closer matchup than you'd think on the surface. I think the fact that Hitler... is a veteran and has, war experience. I think that puts him over the edge here.
I guess I'm also just thinking of, comic book and, fucking cartoon Joker and not just the one
Now, we're gonna limit this to, movie feats.
Yeah, then I take it back then, and maybe Hitler probably, wins here.
Yeah, I feel like in just hand-to-hand combat without weapons, I think Hitler would win.
And, does Joker have, that 2-minute rule, does Joker even have weapons on him? Because, Hitler would just get his fucking Mauser.
He has his gun.
Yeah, he'd get his gun. I think, doesn't Hitler get a gun at the end of the movie, too, though?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't he kill himself? I honestly forget what happens in that movie.
I can't remember either. Nico, are you voting for Hitler?
No, I think I'm going Joker here.
Crazy.
Isn't it still 3-1?
Yeah.
Yeah, Hitler wins.
That's what I thought.
The Funny Games weirdos from Funny Games versus Tarzan from Tarzan.
This is just Tarzan, man. I don't... he would fucking rip them apart.
No, here's my issue with this. I get that they are, in fact, humans, but, didn't we kind of come to the conclusion that the Funny Games weirdos are, fourth wall-breaking,
They
beings?
do have some sort of powers, potentially, but I feel like we'd have to ignore that, specifically because this is the human tournament, not the, supernatural one, so I assume we'd be looking at it as
just completely ignore, a big part of their fucking characters, okay? That's pretty huge.
I was gonna argue against it just by saying, like, even if I feel like that'd just be them resetting them getting ripped limb from limb over and over. I don't know if any amount of time resets really helps.
Well, they could hold off for 2 minutes until one of them gets a shotgun to dome him. The big thing here is that
Tarzan can dodge guns.
if they do have the power of just rewinding time, then they're just going to sweep this entire fucking thing out. I just don't think that's very fun either.
No, I agree.
They have no way to kill them otherwise.
I was gonna say, plus the only weapons that we see them get are just weapons they find in their environment, so, like, they're just gonna be at the same level as Tarzan, and Tarzan is by far superior in just sheer strength and probably speed alone.
Well, that's exactly where I was going. I was going to say, I feel like Tarzan can still take them regardless of the time shenanigans.
Yeah.
Because one of them has to be alive in order to do that. And I feel like Tarzan can probably just speed blitz them.
I agree. I'm voting Tarzan.
In the movie, didn't they need, like, a TV remote to do that, too?
I mean, they can just do it whenever the fuck. I mean, they're like fourth dimensional beings. They can do whatever the fuck they want.
Meh.
I assume they're just doing, like, the TV remote thing for comedic effect.
Oh.
We got the psychopath from Heathers versus Kevin from We Need to Talk About Kevin.
This is a good matchup.
Don't actually remember this guy from Heathers. I can't remember.
He's just a fucking school shooter that wanted to bomb his high school.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be him, because, like, Kevin is psychopathically deranged and methodical, but he went in with a bow instead of a gun, unlike, well, I guess this other guy was trying to bomb the school, so.
I feel like the psychopath will win just because he seems like a more like scrappy hand-to-hand type of guy, whereas Kevin seems more like methodical. Like, he was planning his crime out for a very long time. I think the psychopath would just fucking beat him up.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I agree with you there. Although I think this is a decently close fight.
I could definitely see it. I mean, it's just like two fucking kind of maybe similar build dudes.
Yeah.
Okay, Jack Sparrow from Pirates of the Caribbean versus John Goodman from 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Honestly,
so it's kind of just some fat dude and a pirate. I'm gonna say the pirate.
I say Jack Sparrow. I mean, listen, the guy John Goodman from Cloverfield Lane is menacing, but I didn't think he was, anything crazy. Jack Sparrow is a master of apparently fucking anything as far as like getting away and devising shit.
The thing is, with the 2-minute rule, if John Goodman can hold out till then he gets a semi-automatic pistol, whereas Jack will only have, like, his swords and his, like, flintlock.
I still just don't think he lasts 2 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think he's making it in time is the problem.
I don't know.
Like, Jack Sparrow has some crazy feats as well. He's constantly doing some wacky shit in those movies.
He is fairly acrobatic. I don't know if he has any particularly impressive, like, speed or strength feats, though.
He just has dumb pirate luck, though, dude. He's constantly getting shot at and shit never gets hit.
He's a squirrely guy, I think he'd win just off of, like, being able to kite him and chipping him away, and I don't even think it'd take that long.
Let's also not forget that Jack Sparrow has access to the Keyblade.
I don't think that... Does he actually ever get it in 2? I don't think that's true.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. I just
in 2 and 3, we see that he's capable of wielding the Keyblade.
Oh shit, you're right. Yeah, no, John Goodman's fucking done for. There's no way. He could just use Raflaga and he'd be done.
Exactly.
Well, it sounds like it's 3-1. Tanner's doing some bull honky right now, so I'm just gonna go next.
He could also make himself immortal.
Okay, next up, we have got Jack from the House That Jack Built versus Hannibal from Silence of the Lambs.
Were these pre-seeded? These are all landing on, like, very good matchups.
I had a handful of pre-seeded ones, yes.
Gotcha.
It has
Jack
to be Hannibal,
is
right?
physically superior. Hannibal is substantially smarter.
Yeah.
What's the arena look like here? Can Hannibal, like, use his surroundings in some sort of way? Because I feel like that would help him a lot, like him, because he's a sneaky guy. He, like, fucking does some, like, shadow ninja bullshit, killing people.
I think it makes sense, based on both of their movies, to put him in, like, some generic, like, city environment.
Yeah.
I feel like Hannibal is just way smarter. I feel like he would be able to just overcome. Like, Jack is obviously, like, much more physically capable, but he's much less, I don't know, threatening than Hannibal to me.
I also feel like Jack would be pretty easily, like, manipulated by Hannibal.
Yeah. I mean, even though I think Cannibal could at least evade for two minutes to get a weapon, and then if he gets a weapon, there's just like no chance.
Yeah, no, I think he'd very quickly find out that Jack has really, like, not compulsive, just really bad OCD, and just use that to his advantage. He'd bend that against him
sense.
really hard.
Okay, I agree with Hannibal.
Yeah, this whole shtick. He gets in your head and fucking destroys you.
I'm curious how long it's going to take for us to have to actually like flip a coin for a tiebreaker here.
Yeah, this has been pretty decisive. Oh.
I'm gonna go. So Christian Bale from Equilibrium versus the Teeth Girl from Teeth. I think this is one I seeded because for some reason on that day I was like, Christian Bale seems like maybe he tried raping her, but
And I mean, no, I'd like to believe that he'd have that like that mental block still in place and it'd just be easy for him to just fucking dome her, you know?
Yeah, I think this is an easy Christian Bale.
Why would he want to rape her?
I think he was the only character I had in here where I was like, maybe.
There's a chance.
What do you mean maybe? He's the good guy in that movie.
But also, you have to think like this guy is also like I don't want to say supercomputer intelligence, but they're doing some weird ass shit with like you need to stand at this angle to fucking shoot all possible enemies. I think he'd be too smart for that.
That's called.
Yeah.
I don't even know why that's the avenue you guys are going down. I presume she just tries seducing people. Seems like the much more likely avenue of victory for
This is a death battle, but so that's not going to fucking work, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're not thinking of
he'd never cheat on his
girl.
wife, even though she's dead, I guess.
Dude, you guys like my my bun animation? You guys like?
Dude, it's so swanky. I like
sick.
it. Oh.
Here we go. Kevin James from Here Comes the Boom versus Nacho from Nacho Libre.
Kevin James.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty easy Kevin James.
Dude, but Nacho Libre
agree.
could do the flying eagle. Okay, never mind.
I don't care.
Alright, we got the beefy dad from Train to Busan versus Joaquin Phoenix from You Were Never Really Here.
This has to be fucking Joaquin Phoenix. He's literally a trained fucking mercenary.
Yeah.
He has military experience. He would fucking curb stomp this man.
To be fair, since the beefy dad is Korean, he would have had mandatory conscription.
That's true, but he's also not a trained mercenary.
True.
Do we have that guy from The Fountain on here?
No.
The Fountain?
Damn. Unfortunate.
Hugh Jackman's character?
Okay.
Interesting.
Oh,
okay,
wait.
The Bride from Kill Bill versus Rama from The Raid.
This is actually a very interesting debate here.
The problem here is the pacing of their combat in my head is biased because obviously in Kill Bill, everybody's supposed to be supremely good at what they're doing and highly proficient, but like, I feel like the pacing of that doesn't show. Whereas when we watch The Raid, everything is fucking full force moving fast and it actually looks like, you know, we've got these insanely well-trained martial artists doing shit. But like, if we were to put them on equal terms, it's harder.
Okay, so here's the pretty easy thing going on here. So the bride is trained in the way of the samurai sword. And so if she's able to hold out for 2 minutes, she'll be getting that and she will easily defeat Rama at that point.
I think I agree with you there. The problem is, I think Rama is definitely the superior hand-to-hand fighter.
Yeah.
So can she keep herself alive up until that point?
I feel like she probably could. She knows close combat. She fucking trained with that Shaolin monk or whatever he was for like 2 years. So like she has fucking like kung fu experience as well.
Yeah.
Let's also not forget she has like that death finger touch or whatever thing to like instantly kill somebody.
I don't think she'd be able to pull that off against Rama. He'd be too fucking swirly for it. I think I would agree though that once she gets a weapon, it's probably done for Rama.
It's so hard to use my imagination here.
In terms of the styles of martial arts they use, like she's using like kung fu, which isn't really actually useful in actual combat, whereas
it seemed pretty damn useful in her fights.
Yeah, sure, in her in her movie, yeah. But we're doing a little bit of verse equalization.
That's what I was getting at with this whole thing.
She probably has more experience fighting people, and she's fought way wackier opponents, so she's probably a bit more adaptable.
She was a trained assassin for most of her adult life, and Rama
the question
is just a cop.
Do we say when they get weapons that he gets like a police gun?
I'd say so. That is what he started the movie with, and like body armor and shit. Plus, like, didn't wasn't there a portion of the movie in the raid where I think there was a samurai sword, or at least a bladed, like, weapon of some sort, and he just handled it with, like, his bare hands?
I don't think so.
That sounds vaguely familiar. I might be misremembering.
I think you're thinking of the guy with the baseball bat, to be honest.
That might have been it.
Did we see the bride do any, like, deflecting bullets bullshit with her sword? I don't know if we ever actually did.
I don't think she did. Yeah, I really, as much as I want to acknowledge the bride is skilled, she's like, I don't think she'd make it that 2 minutes against Rama, to be completely honest.
This is a toss-up for me, but I'm definitely still leaning towards bride, personally.
Yeah, I think I'm going with the bride, too.
Yeah, funnily enough, I'm leaning towards the bride, too.
Damn.
So there you go, 3 for the bride.
That was the closest matchup yet, I think.
Yeah.
John Freelance from Freelance versus Ferris Bueller from Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I mean,
thank you, Jackson.
Yeah.
Rocky from Rocky
versus a fucking mercenary.
Yeah. Rocky from Rocky versus Max from Mad Max.
Well, Rocky surviving the 2 minutes against Max. I don't think he could take out Max in 2 minutes, and then Max is just going to get, like, a gun, probably.
Yeah, he'll get his sawed-off shotgun, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't think Rocky has a chance here. Unless he can really just fucking blow his shit up in 2 minutes.
This is going to be like endgame Rocky, though. So this is going to be like Rocky in his prime. He might be able to do it.
Dude, the problem here is that my perception of Rocky, like, even though he has crazy feats and has won all of these boxing competitions, but he's just like, he doesn't look like that great of a boxer.
I don't know really anything about the Mad Max series, so...
The thing is, like, I don't think Max is, like, a very proficient hand-to-hand fighter at all, so I think it would be, like, 2 minutes of him getting his shit absolutely rocked.
No pun intended?
Of him getting his shit absolutely rocky.
I mean, he seems like a pretty fucking tough dude, so I think he stands more of a chance than you're letting on.
That is true, but, like, I don't know what Max is good at outside of driving death cars and shooting guns. Like, sure, he can take a punch, but can he take...
He's a Mad Max. He'd be a really scrappy fighter, and, like, doing boxing is very different than, like, actual, like, just throw down street, like, hand-to-hand combat.
I mean, that is true. It doesn't translate.
If only we've seen Rocky 5.
Yeah, we've only seen the first 3?
The typical death battle scene is, like, you know, sure, they have, like, their premises for, like, Rocky would just be, you know, doing traditional boxing, but I think some of that goes out the window when you throw him in a death battle.
I mean, yeah, but I still feel like Max is probably better at that than Rocky, but I could be... I mean, well, fucking Rocky was like, he was, like, going after people. It was like a fucking money shark handman. So he was probably doing a lot of, like, street fighting as well, outside of, like, boxing.
I am just going to assume here that Rocky is out with the intent to kill, so I'm going to vote Rocky.
This is tough.
I'm gonna vote Rocky, and I gotta go check on my dog.
Okay.
Nico, what are you thinking?
I think I probably have to give it to Max here. I don't think that Rocky will be able to kill him in time.
I'm thinking Max as well, and that looks like it's the first time we're gonna use the fucking coin.
I get, like, Max is from a world where...
Rocky wins!
Where he's, like, supposed to be a survivor and, like, scrappy and all that stuff. But, like, that durability only gets you so far. And I think if Rocky's... Like, I'm not saying he doesn't stand a fighting chance at all, but if Rocky's just wailing on him for that 2 minutes, I don't think it's happening, to be completely honest.
Alright, Tenny, you missed it. We rolled the coin. Rocky won.
Holy cow. Go, Rocky, go!
Hell yeah.
We have Arnold Schwarzenegger from Pumping Iron versus Robert Neville from I Am Legend.
This has to be Arnold.
Well...
Wait.
I thought about
funny.
it.
I jumped to Robert.
Well, if it's just, like, one-on-one without weapons...
I mean, you gotta think, Jackson, like, this is just, like, normal Arnold here, okay? He doesn't have any supernatural feats in that film whatsoever.
Yeah, I know, but
so,
he's still some fucking big, jacked dude.
Those are show muscles, though. They can't actually do anything.
Why do you think that?
Have you seen the guy? He's absolutely roided the hell up.
That is true. There is a difference between show muscles and real muscles. The other problem...
No, they're not. That's a made-up thing.
I cannot tell if you guys are trolling or not.
Regardless of that... I'm going to use a Dragon Ball reference here, actually, funnily enough. There's a portion in it where, like, Trunks powers up too much and he's, like, got big muscles, but he can't move very fast. So it actually is a detriment to him. And Robert Neville is an insanely crafty and elusive guy, you know? He has to survive against this fucking zombie vampire plague or whatever. I think Neville is crafty enough to evade Arnold until he can get his weapons or, like, pull off some trap. Because he's also constantly setting up traps and shit. So I think just with sheer ingenuity and speed, I think Robert could take this, personally.
I agree.
I feel like there just wouldn't be a chance for him to do any of that shit. I think Arnold will just fucking beat him up. In remarkable fashion. He'd, like, fucking pin him down and it'd just be over in,
He'd have to catch him first, though, and I don't see that happening.
I mean, this is like Robert's some fucking old man. He's like in his fucking 40s or some shit when this movie happens, I'm pretty sure. And Arnold's like some fucking jacked 20-year-old guy. Like,
yeah, but like he could fucking move for a 40-year-old regardless. You have to think
Arnold couldn't?
Well, yeah, but like I'm not even saying Arnold can't. I'm just like, think of the setting that I Am Legend is in. It's a big abandoned city. Like, sure, he drives around in cars all the time, but he's constantly on the move. He's constantly climbing buildings, dropping down from buildings, making traps. He's doing everything by hand and manually. I think Neville has the means.
I'm not discounting that at all. I just still think that it doesn't matter.
I think it plays a bigger difference than you might think.
You might be right.
Where are you at on this one, Nico?
Yeah, I'm absolutely on Will Smith here. I don't think Arnold's winning.
Alas, I'm the lone Arnold Schwarzenegger stan, even though I think I rated that movie like D or something.
Yeah.
Maxine versus Anton Chigurh. Anton Chigurh.
I thought that said Anton Chungus. Yeah, no, it's Anton.
Does Maxine stand any chance? I don't think so. I think she's just some prostitute.
She's just psychopathic. Oh.
The incest guy from Old Boy versus the chud from Falling Down. Interesting.
Falling Down. Easy.
I mean...
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I don't think it is either.
The guy from Old Boy is just some old man. He doesn't do anything crazy. He's kind of just shambling around the whole movie.
What do you forget the fucking hallway scene? What are you talking about?
Yeah, he's a fucking badass. This guy would slaughter this guy.
I honestly forgot everything about that movie. I just remember at the very end where he's like, I want to forget having sex with my daughter, and that was it.
Like, the chud's just some, like, normal dude with, like, drive.
That is fair,
and,
actually.
The main character of Old Boy would wipe the floor with him.
I'm gonna look up the...
Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna look up the Old Boy hallway scene now for a refresher.
Do it, dude. It's badass. Oh,
we're round 2, folks. We have got Rorschach from Watchmen versus the Warriors. I just don't think the Warriors have got that dog in them, to be honest.
I mean, we've seen him take out groups of people. Like, Rorschach would fucking violate these people.
Yeah, no, Rorschach is a pretty easy sweep.
These
to be
twinks don't
honest.
stand a chance, man.
No, he would fucking maul one of these people to death, and they'll just be horrified watching it happen, presumably.
Very funny. We got Hitler versus Tarzan.
Yeah, Tarzan wins here.
Yeah, Tarzan.
Yeah.
Easy. It's just
This round 2 is going to be a lot quicker, perchance.
Probably.
The Psychopath from Heathers versus Jack Sparrow. I'm gonna go Jack Sparrow.
Jack Sparrow, honestly. Okay, sick.
There we go. Interesting. Okay, Hannibal from Silence of the Lambs versus Christian Bale from Equilibrium.
This one, this is a closer one. I think I'm leaning towards Christian Bale.
I am too. My big question here is, do we think Christian Bale's character is mentally unstable enough for Hannibal to take advantage of that?
Mentally stable enough? Oh, I see, okay.
He's got that, because he's had that mental conflict going on in the movie. Do we think Hannibal would be able to breach that? Because that is a deciding factor.
He has a literal lifetime worth of experience of, like, being stoic,
True.
So I think I agree with you guys on Christian Bale taking this one.
Okay.
Are we all in agreement on that then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
James from Here Comes the Boom versus Walking Beans. Hold on a second. I don't know if it's that quick.
Are you sure?
I think it's that quick.
It's a school teacher that has some boxing experience versus a fucking trained military mercenary.
Okay. Let's not put
enough.
him too down. Okay, it's not some boxing experience. Okay, he's a heavyweight champion of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Did he get that far?
Yeah,
I think so.
I genuinely forgot how far he got.
It might have just been some random big important fight.
That's what I assumed it was. He just beat some fucking random higher up there dude for $10,000 or whatever he needed.
The Bride from Kill Bill versus John Freelance. I'm gonna go with The Bride.
I think it is The Bride here.
Yeah. Rocky from Rocky versus Robert Neville.
I mean, listen, if Arnold didn't beat Robert, I don't think Rocky does either.
See, the difference there is, Rocky is, an actual combatant, is the thing.
That is true. And he's probably
the problem here is that
Rocky's
kind of retarded.
Rocky's kind of retarded. He's also much faster than Arnold, presumably.
I would say so, yeah.
Honestly, I lean towards Rocky on this one.
I'm going the opposite direction. I think I'm leaning towards Robert.
I didn't realize that Rocky made it on. Yeah, I'm going Robert here.
I was gonna say, I think the intelligence factor weighs it in his favor.
I would agree. Tanner's gone, so yeah, we got Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men versus the incest guy from Old Boy.
Hell
This
yeah.
is a hard one, honestly.
I don't know, watching this hallway scene makes me think it's the incest guy from Old Boy. Like, sure, Anton Chigurh is the deranged psychopath that loves killing people, but, like, I don't think we see him do anything physically crazy like this
Anton
guy.
is very much a mortal man, and he utilizes, like, setting up things and tools and weapons much more.
I was
The
gonna
incest
say,
guy,
we don't really see Anton do anything just like hand to hand at all. He's always using some sort of instrument.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and some
like-
some normal guy almost got the fucking leg up on him. Like, he did some damage to him, and that's just kind of some normal dude.
We do
Yeah.
see him take out that police officer while he's in handcuffs at the very beginning.
True.
I don't know.
But also, like, did you see Old Boy?
I don't
Did
know,
you,
man,
Tanner?
because... yeah, I did see it, actually. Anton has really, really high pain tolerance as well. I think the incest guy is a bit more of an emotional basket case, you know?
It's
I
tough.
don't-
The problem with, like, a lot of these matchups is, like, really it depends a lot on their setting and things. Like, most of the time I'm just imagining them, like, in a fucking fighting arena against each other without a lot of other context, and I think Incest Guy wipes the floor with Anton in that situation. But if they're in, like, let's say fucking, like, a model town or something as an arena, I think Anton has much more of a chance there.
Yeah, I
So
don't
it's
know.
hard. I'm gonna just be consistent with how I've been modeling these fights in my head and say Incest Guy.
I'm
I'm
also
gonna
gonna say
go
that.
Anton. I think his killer mindset and pain resistance helps him resist the sort of martial prowess of Incest Guy.
I'm going with the Old Boy.
Flipping a coin, wait, right? Or no, Tanner was the only one that said Anton.
Yeah.
There you go. Rorschach from Watchmen versus Tarzan. I think this is an easy Tarzan.
Is it? Tarzan has a lot of strength. He's fast, but like Rorschach is like I feel like Tarzan would like be really upfront and like naive about his approach, and Rorschach would like break his fucking arm and then that'd be like over.
Yeah, Rorschach is pretty smart.
He's smart. He's violent. He like knows how to disassemble a person. If you want to look at it that way, like I feel like he could like use Tarzan's strength against him. Like he's that type of guy.
I'd agree with that.
I don't know, man. The thing is, like Tarzan's fought a fucking leopard and won. You know.
I feel like Rorschach could take down a leopard. I'm not gonna lie. Maybe
Rorschach
I'm
could take down a
overestimating
bear.
Rorschach.
I don't know. I think Tarzan is just too fast, and like the fact that he can move around pretty well on all fours and hop around and stuff. I think he's just too different from the kinds of people that Rorschach is used to fighting. Personally,
I feel like this would be a really quick battle either way. It's just like kind of whoever can get off the first like big hit would win kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like I just give Rorschach the upper hand in my head here.
Yeah, I don't know. Rorschach gets roughed up pretty easily, though. I don't know if I view him as like a combat guy, you know?
He was doing some crazy shit in Watchmen.
yeah.
The only scene that's coming to mind is like when the police are surrounding the apartment that he's in. He's just trying to escape.
Everything in the prison.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. I don't remember any of that movie.
Where are you going, Nico?
I'm going Tarzan.
I think I'm gonna say... You know, I'm gonna say Rorschach.
Let's
Interesting.
see the coin.
Give it that coin.
An extra long one, eh? There
Damn.
we go. Tarzan's moving forward.
I forget how I have it like randomized at some like interval. I don't know how long the ratio is.
Jack Sparrow from Pirates versus Christian Bale of Equilibrium.
This has to be Christian Bale.
Yeah,
I think I agree.
I want to believe in the potential of Jack Sparrow, but yikes.
I don't think his craftiness and squirreliness could overcome a fucking trained professional murderer.
Yeah.
True.
I guess I'm the only one here who believes in Jack Sparrow.
I mean, dude, I want to, but given the odds, I don't know if I could confidently say it.
Joaquin Phoenix versus The Bride.
As much of a hard ass as I think
this
Phoenix
is where Joaquin falls for me.
Yeah, I do too.
Like, the big difference here is that Joaquin Phoenix's character is largely grounded in reality, whereas The Bride is very much, like super fictitious. Obviously, they're fiction. But, like, she's got much more, like, bullshit going on than just, like, a fucking actual dude. Like, Joaquin Phoenix is much more mortal than The Bride, at least in my head, so I don't even...
True, yeah.
Yeah. He's got a little more insanity going on up there, too, than she does, I think.
Robert Neville versus Incest Guy. I'm gonna go Incest Guy.
I agree.
I don't know if I agree with that. Well, alright.
Too bad!
Alright, we're into the semi-finals. Tarzan versus Christian Bale. Interesting.
I do think this is where Tarzan's journey ends, for me at least. Like, yeah, I mean, they're both pretty strong, and Tarzan may be faster, but I think Christian Bale would be able to evade his attacks is the problem here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Christian Bale's character is pretty smart. I think he could do a good job of just literally just kiting Tarzan and evading him for long enough to get a gun or a sword or something, and then it's just over. Like, there's just nothing Tarzan can do.
Yeah, he can probably rage bait Tarzan.
To be completely honest, I don't even think he needs his guns or any of his weapons.
I don't really think he would
think
either.
he does.
Maybe, but...
I mean, Tarzan grabs onto him, he's done.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah.
I think I agree with you, though. I'm leaning towards Christian Bale.
It is very funny having Tarzan in this, because it is just, like, a bunch of humans and then, like, a gorilla.
Basically.
Alrighty.
Fantastic. The Bride versus Incest Guy. I think this is an easy The Bride.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I would begrudgingly agree.
I think it's closer than we would maybe think it would be, but yeah, I think it's The Bride. I would be very interested in seeing those first 2 minutes of hand-to-hand combat against them.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of endurance. I think he's got a lot more endurance than The Bride does. So
you do?
I think that's probably...
Incest Guy was getting fucked on. Let's look at that hallway scene again, man. He was getting stabbed. He was getting beat over the fucking head with shit.
The Bride was getting fucking dunked on for like 2 movies.
I know, but like I
and she survived all that.
Yeah.
I still think the Incest Guy's got way more endurance though,
and everything
like,
before that too. I don't know. Oh man!
The final round. Here we go. Christian Bale from Equilibrium versus The Bride.
Oh man!
Honestly, I'm not particularly shocked that we got to this.
Yeah.
But like this is
really hard.
Cause like I'm still just constantly going back to the fact that Christian Bale basically has a supercomputer for a brain on top of his fucking professional training, but.
I want to because they both did some crazy fucking bullshit with swords too. They're gonna get katanas and have some crazy shit going on.
Yeah. There you go. We'll submit this to Death Bell. Be like, hey, do you guys want to do Christian Bale's character from Equilibrium versus The Bride from Kill Bill? Like,
I'm glad you said that because I was literally just thinking that too. This actually would be a pretty good one, I think.
I genuinely have no idea how this fucking goes.
The thing is, I don't think either of them have a substantial advantage for the first 2 minutes, and then at the end of that, like, Christian Bale gets a gun, and I don't think we can really say a gun is one of the Bride's primary weapons.
Have we seen her really deal with people who use guns?
Yeah, she got shot by that shotgun that one time.
Oh yeah, she did.
She mostly just, like, ambushes them.
Yeah,
and, like, gets the drop on people with guns.
I don't think she could do that against him, though, unfortunately.
She's sneaky. I think she could certainly have a chance against it. I think
it's very close either way.
Yeah.
My big thing here is definitely her craftiness is on another level. And I only put that in comparison to, Christian Bale's intelligence here. So he may be smarter than her, but I think she's crafty enough to kind of cancel that out. But I just think his fucking planning and just, I don't really know what else to call it, but he seems more prepared for almost any situation in by the flip of a switch than she
I mean,
is.
that has to be The Bride as well, because like that was her whole fucking job, is going and like murdering people.
That's
She's put into lots of like really hard dynamic situations that she has to think on the fly and do stuff. Like she fucking took on like 50 dudes at once. And came out on top. She's done some crazy shit.
And well, I'm trying to think of what Christian Bale did in the movie, because he kind of
he shot people, and then he had some cool scenes where he just like curb stomped them at the end.
But like also in those fights, we never really saw him having a hard time fighting any of those people. Like, yeah, I guess in retrospect, the Bride also didn't really have issues.
Well, no, she's had a lot of her fights were pretty tough on her.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing here. Is like, yes, she did come out on top of those fights, same as him. But I feel like
the competition against the Bride was much higher than anything that Christian Bale had against him in the movie.
But against that as well, he was fighting people, maybe not to his degree of skill, but they were still trained in the same way he was.
The thing that I think is making the ultimate difference for me in making my decision is we have seen people get the drop on the Bride, like specifically with the shotgun thing. Like, that was just a plain and simple she fucked up and didn't consider something. And I think Christian Bale would be able to take advantage of a small mistake like that, and that would give him the win.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too. It's a matter of like how many faults they have, and like who can just take advantage of a misstep. And considering he's always calculating shit, I do feel like he just has the upper hand.
I see what you guys are saying, but I like the Bride more, so I'm gonna vote for her.
Fair enough. Nico, what do you think, and what's your thought process here?
This one's just so hard, because I think I probably agree with Jackson here that the Bride has just like gone up against much stronger foes than we've seen the Christian Bale have to contend with, and because of that, it's just much more impressive what she's been capable of doing. So I would probably
like her entire
give the win to her.
fucking movie series was just her killing like world-renowned assassins in one-on-ones, basically.
Like, Christian Bale, for the most part, is kind of just taking down a bunch of jobbers, so it's pretty easy to style on them.
I mean,
Fair enough.
I said, I really would hate for this to end in a coin flip, but regardless...
That's just what it is.
That's just what it is, man. We couldn't find a fifth person.
I just want to reiterate this one more time. Yes, in technicality, Christian Bale's character fought less people, but I want to reiterate, those people were still trained the same way he was. So I feel like the quantity versus quality aspect weighs in favor of Christian Bale. Like, yes, she fought world-renowned assassins.
Everyone she was fighting were fucking world-renowned trained assassins.
Yeah, but like everybody that Christian Bale was fighting was people of the same fucking training that he got. He was just the best of what they were.
I feel like these trained assassins are better than these random people that they're training in fucking gun jutsu. I don't think
that's true, but we can agree to disagree, I suppose.
That's really the differentiation here, I think. Alright, let's fucking do it. Let's roll the dice here.
Fuck.
Holy cow. The Bride wins it.
Thank God.
Alright, now we need to submit this to fucking Wiz and Boomstick at Death Battle so we can see which one of us was right.
Do you guys remember Equilibrium starring Christian Bale?
What?
What are you talking about, huh?
And we are now moving on to the monsters and supernatural types. First off, we've got the big naked Ray from Evangelion versus Satan from Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
I mean, what could big naked Ray do? Like, I guess she could liquefy
a planet.
What
can she do?
She fucking turned, like, I mean, she was, it's hard to say exactly, like, who was involved, but she was, like, maybe you could say the person that's causing the fucking third impact and, like, turning everyone into fucking LCL, and also she's fucking just massive, like...
That doesn't matter if you're fighting Satan,
Is she, like, physical, though, is the thing?
I would assume
I don't think she has to be.
so.
Like, does she have mass?
That's what you mean, okay.
Maybe she, I assume she's, like, just, like, a big thing of, like, LCL or something, and who knows how that works in physics.
Yeah, this is a really tough one, because I have no idea what the offensive capabilities of Big Naked Ray is. I will say for this, I don't think if she is the one in control of turning people into LCL, I don't think she could turn Satan into LCL because he doesn't have a human soul.
That's what I was thinking, yeah. What can she do that would affect him? I just feel
like the difference in size here makes it not a fight at all, though, is like my big thing. Like, regardless of her offensive capabilities, what the fuck could Satan do against her?
I was going to say, what do we see Satan actually do in Pick of Destiny?
we see him shoot lightning out of his fingers.
Okay. I don't think that's really going to do a whole lot to her. Maybe I'm wrong.
That is fair. I think I'm favoring Big Naked Ray.
I think I'm going with Ray, too.
Yeah, I'll also go Ray, but this one is a big question mark.
Yeah, what?
I feel like that's gonna be a lot of the
she gets
monsters.
matched up against. I want to see her against like Godzilla or some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucy from Lucy versus Edward from Twilight. This is an easy Lucy.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
is.
know what the fuck Edward does against her.
Yeah, she's too smart.
She can just like blow up his brain or something,
Yeah,
right?
literally.
Are we
Yeah,
gonna like
whatever
assume that like she's like in her final phase and just evaporates into the nothingness and is just matter itself around people?
We'll play it by ear. We'll say she's at whatever phase is most entertaining.
Gotcha.
Brundlefly from The Fly versus the deer thing from The Ritual.
I think this is the deer thing.
Yeah. It's hard. Well, the deer thing is like a fucking eldritch god, presumably. So I don't think you
Yeah.
should know if it like what the Brundlefly. The Brundlefly is very strong. Like it could do some damage, but like I just don't know.
It can also dissolve things too. Don't forget about that.
True.
I just it's hard because we don't really see a lot of things the deer god does outside of, you know, just like fucking grab people and
killing cultists.
hang them up.
Do we think the Brundlefly is like sentient enough that the deer thing's like psychoactive effects would harm him?
Doesn't it like fucking still operate relatively autonomously? Like, doesn't he fucking like grab the chick when she was in the hospital and when he was in that state still?
Yeah.
Like he's like he has a bit of conscious in there, so I feel like its effects would probably still work on him, but maybe not to like their full effect.
I don't like looking at the Brundlefly. I'm not even gonna fucking lie.
This is a really hard one because I just really don't know what the fuck the deer thing is capable of fully outside of just like, you know, giving you bad dreams. But
I mean, we do see it can like strangle people.
yeah, dude, it's doing that right now. I think I would bias towards the deer thing.
I'll lean towards deer thing as well.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm going with
The Thing from The Thing versus Art the Clown. Interesting.
I'm going the thing. I mean, what? Like, Art the Clown has some fucking bullshit about, like, not being able to die, and, you know, but, like, the thing does as well, and it can multiply, and it could potentially kill him and absorb it, and then, like, I don't know how exactly Art the Clown regenerates, but I assume it'd be done so at that point.
Well, I was gonna say, we also don't know exactly how the thing's mimic capabilities are. Like, we just watch it copy humans and animals. Can it just copy fucking
like a
the
demon?
clowns? Yeah, can it just copy its physiology and perfectly match it?
It's hard to say. The thing depends a lot on, because let's think about how the thing works actually for a second. Hold on, because like let's say we're just taking one little the thing. Like, no, most of the time it's killing people by getting the jump on them or deception. I don't think that's going to work against Art at all in this instance.
No.
And like maybe we could even infer this is like a bigger one of it or something that actually would have maybe some combat prowess against Art. But
I think the thing is, the only thing we see that is effective against the thing
it's fire.
are flamethrowers.
Yes.
And I don't recall Art ever really using a flamethrower.
But yeah, I feel it's hard because like I just don't know what the thing would do to him is the big thing, because outside of like just like turning into some like creepy monster thing, but like I don't really know if that has a ton of offensive capability towards Art directly. Like it's mostly like a forgetting the word, but like an assimilation type offense.
Right.
So I don't know. It's like I don't know how like what the win condition is for either of them, frankly. But like I feel like Art actually. I initially said the thing, but thinking about it more, I feel like it's Art.
I'm gonna go the thing. I'm going under the assumption that it would be capable of like eating him.
I would agree with. I'm assuming we're operating under the same assumptions. Like, obviously this wouldn't apply to all of them, but like in Art the Clown's case, he wouldn't have access to his weapons for like 2 minutes.
I think with the monsters one, it makes sense to say they can just do whatever bullshit they can do from the outset.
Yeah. Exactly.
The problem with Art, though, in that regard, is he kind of just gets his tools of torture via his environments. So it's not like
he has a massive bag full of shit.
Yeah, he's got the big sack.
I thought he took stuff and put it in there.
Seemingly, it probably just has whatever he wants it to have in there.
Okay.
with the Thing, I guess it's just another question that maybe I just don't remember fully about the movie with the Thing. Can it, like, actually just, like, shapeshift into whatever the fuck it wants at any given time? Or can it only, like, do that directly when it assimilates into somebody else, and then at any other point when it's just in, like, its, like, alien state, it can only transfer into, like, amalgamations of various things?
I believe we are meant to understand that it does have to absorb people in order to turn into them.
That's what I figured, because then this would just be some amalgam alien thingamabob. And those, like, in the movie, it never really looks like it has a ton of offensive capability. It really is mostly just getting people by catching them off guard and, like, slowly whittling them down. And, like, once they get into, like, a better form, like a human, that can do some damage in. It's
able to make, like, mouths and teeth and claws and stuff we see.
I just don't feel like it would catch Art off guard.
Well, the thing is, like, Art would have to, like, approach it to attack it anyway, so I don't know if, like, its stealth not being particularly effective matters much in this fight.
It's hard. I'm still saying Art, but...
Yeah, I'm still leaning the Thing.
I think I agree with Art the Clown.
Yeah,
I think what it would... I was going to say, I think it'd be funny, obviously it didn't win, but I was going to say, it'd be funny if how the Thing worked for this going forward. It's like anytime it won, it just like turned into the fucking thing it won against.
There you go.
That'd be awful.
But like obviously well, like its Thing powers.
Spawn from Spawn versus Hellboy. I think this is an easy Spawn?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
In the comics, doesn't Spawn
has
kill...
a lot of bullshit.
Yeah, because like Hellboy is like the ruler of hell.
Hellboy also has a lot of bullshit.
I don't know if it's as much as Spawn, though.
Well, do you know what his fist does?
Not entirely.
Well, the thing is, like, I'm limiting myself personally to their movie appearances.
Okay. Fair enough, I suppose. I mean, what was Spawn really doing in the movie, then?
He, like, floats around and shoots guns.
He kills demons and overthrows the ruler of hell or something, I think.
He's just, like, a big bad demon. He's not, like, the ruler of hell.
I still think it's Spawn. Like, yeah, Hellboy's durable, and he knows how to handle things from hell, I guess, but...
Like Spawn?
And Spawn is a trained, like, military guy still.
Yeah.
Like, he still has that mind in him.
I can't see reality in which Hellboy wins here, unfortunately.
I agree.
Alright, I would have gone with Hellboy, but...
Fair enough. Alright, so Goku from Dragon Ball Evolution versus Shrek.
Do the memes win out here is the question.
What the fuck is Shrek gonna do? I mean, like, obviously, this is like Goku. I don't think it's like really early on Goku in his training, but like it's still Goku.
No.
And Shrek is just a fucking ogre.
This version of Goku fucking sucks.
I mean, yeah, he blows ass, but also, like, what the fuck is Shrek gonna do against him? And he at least
that's
has
why I'm asking,
capability.
do we let the memes win out on this one? Because Shrek
I don't know, man, because,
sweeps.
like, even his Kamehameha, it doesn't seem all that powerful.
I cannot emphasize how much this fucking Goku sucks.
It really just doesn't seem like this version of Goku does, like, a ton in the movie.
Yeah.
I'm really just acting under the assumption that this is just like a really early on Goku, and like he is still I mean, is he even like a Saiyan? Is that even like shit in these movies? What the fuck is Goku in this movie?
He is, but like even in the anime, like the kid Goku is way stronger than this guy.
Yeah.
Regardless, I just don't know what the fuck Shrek would do against him. Like it's like Shrek has like high fortitude and very low offensive capabilities. Goku is at least like probably pretty fast, and he has some fucking magic bullshit he can do. I just don't see an instance in which Shrek could take this.
Oh yeah, I'm still giving it to Shrek here.
Yeah.
What?
Not Shrek. Fuck. Sorry, I meant Goku. Fuck.
I'm gonna say Shrek because I think it's funny, but also Key works on physicality, and if Shrek's strong enough, he could just deflect that shit.
I'm gonna go Shrek as well. Let's flip the coin.
Hell yeah. Key means nothing to anybody strong enough. Let's fucking
There
go!
we go. Shrek wins.
That's crazy.
Badass.
How it should be.
The Tar Ghost from Scooby-Doo 2 versus Reze
What the
from
fuck
Chainsaw Man.
could the Tar Ghost possibly do against Reze?
Isn't he flammable?
I was gonna say, don't they
so.
beat him by like burning him or something?
They turn him into ice and
they
he like
freeze
breaks
him.
apart.
They freeze him and then
gotcha.
shatter him. But yeah, no, he's fucking flammable. Reese would sweep.
Against several other of these opponents, I think the Targos would be pretty decent, but I don't think he's doing anything
This is
here.
a really bad round 1 matchup.
Oh well.
Yeah. Ooh, this is a fucking interesting matchup. So Doctor Strange versus the Monster House.
I mean, the problem is the house is like, oh wait, no, the house can fucking move, actually. I was about to say it's stationary, but then I remember it moving at the end.
I don't think that matters. I might be a huge Doctor Strange stan. I want to hear your thought process here, Tanner, but I think this is an easy Doctor Strange.
I mean, again, like, I'm limiting it to movie appearances where Doctor Strange is substantially less impressive.
I mean, true, but regardless, I think even his movie appearances overshadow the fucking Monster House.
I don't know. The Monster House is kind of difficult to kill. Like, don't they only kill it by, like, getting a massive explosion on it?
What makes you think Doctor Strange doesn't know just some basic arbitrary level spell that could just blow the shit up?
Like I said, I'm going off of what we see in the movies, man.
Here's the other problem. In the first Doctor Strange movie, when he meets the fucking Master, the first thing she does to him is separates his soul from his body. What makes you think he can't just do that to this house?
We don't see it.
What do you mean we don't see it?
We don't see Doctor Strange do it.
But it's something he's experienced. He's the new master. I think it's easy to assume he could do it.
Listen, man, I'm just pointing out the rule set I'm operating under,
That's
okay?
fine. Like I said, I think this is an easy Doctor Strange sweep, but...
I agree. I don't know what the fuck the house is gonna do against Doctor Strange. I mean, he can, like, fly. Like, one thing...
Yeah.
That's fair enough. He can fly. We are back after some technical difficulties, and I believe we are a unanimous Doctor Strange here.
Yeah, I'm going with Doctor Strangelove for sure.
I'd say
low
so.
diff.
Badass. Interesting. Okay, so the Beast from the Beast of Yucca Flats versus Paddington.
I think Paddington would win with sheer kindness here.
I think the Beast is deranged and wouldn't fall for his charms.
Yeah, the Beast would just tear him in half.
I don't know fucking anything from that movie.
What could Paddington possibly do?
He'd lather him up with a good amount of
possibly.
Marmalade jam and stop him in his tracks.
I did specifically give this one just because I thought it'd be funny to give the Beast a win.
Listen, dude, all he has to do is lather him up in some marmalade jam, put him in between 2 slices of bread, and the Beast is fucking done for.
The Beast is gonna get mauled to death in round 2, I have a feeling.
Shout out the Beast.
Yeah, is he gonna be going against Doctor Strange? I guess we'll find out.
That'd be funny.
Wow, okay. Blade versus Clover. I think this is an easy Clover, unfortunately, because otherwise Blade's a pretty strong contender.
I don't think we've really seen Blade do a ton like, he's a strong and fast guy, but I don't think he's enough to take down a big-ass monster like this.
No. He was getting kind of fucked on in his movie.
His arsenal is crazy, but, like, I don't know if he is anything crazy.
It's a big monster.
Yeah, and also the monster can, like, spawn a bunch of them little creatures.
I don't know if the creatures pose much of a threat, but yeah, I think Clover, like, literally steps on him.
Yeah, well, that and Blade's weaponry and arsenal works against vampires anyway, so...
Ew.
Luffy from One Piece versus the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World.
Nico,
Luffy
please.
fucks on him.
I kind of was thinking Luffy wins this. I don't have the evidence to back it up.
But in fucking Strong World, we saw Luffy like fighting a bunch of big ass creatures.
Yeah.
I was literally about to
That's fair
reference
enough.
Strong World.
The only thing that complicates it is that, like, the Indominus Rex is smarter than Luffy.
Oh, by a mile.
That's true.
But
what's he gonna do with that advantage?
Yeah, what's it gonna
Can
do with that
Luffy be
knowledge?
pierced?
Be cursed?
Pierced.
Oh, pierced? Yeah.
I mean, can he? I remember like a bit from One Piece where he can get shot with a bullet, but it kind of just bounces off of him, or like it.
Yeah, you know, for
trampolines.
Bullets in the One Piece world are more so seen as bludgeoning weapons for some reason, and Luffy is very much so immune to bludgeoning, or at least like very resistant to it.
So he can be stabbed, but he can't be shot.
Yeah.
What?
I think there are scenarios under which the Indominus could win this, but I think on the whole, I'll lean towards Luffy.
I don't know. I think Gear 3 alone just fucking obliterates it.
I agree with that. I'm mostly thinking of the ending of Strong World, where he just inflates his fucking leg to an ungodly size and just fucking lays
that's fair
waste.
enough.
Anywho.
Good matchup, though. Good matchup.
Ooh, Slenderman versus the Terminator. Unfortunately, I think this is just a bad matchup for the Slenderman. I don't think his, like, mindfucky powers works on the Terminator.
Well, isn't it also like the Slenderman's only real in people's minds, so he's not physically a threat? Isn't that how that's supposed to work?
I don't remember.
Who knows?
Who fucking knows how this thing
Regardless,
works?
yes,
I'll
I
say
think
the
the
Terminator. I
Terminator.
don't want to think about it.
Yeah, the Terminator is...
I just think the Terminator is immune to his cognito hazard powers. So,
Oh.
Godzilla versus Unicron.
Isn't Unicron
Well, I
the
think
size of a
Unicron
planet?
wins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What the fuck could
unfortunately.
Godzilla possibly do?
My boy, he was snuffed out too early. This would have been so much more entertaining if he didn't get fucking got the first round.
I can't. What's this one? I can't even remember if this is a pre-seeded one
I think
or
this
not.
is a seed, maybe. I don't
God
know. I
damn
can't
it, Tanner.
remember.
Poor Godzilla.
Shout out Unicron, dude.
Bullshit.
It's about the only thing that would have. Well, I wanted to see Godzilla versus fucking Clover. Maybe that would have been kind of.
Yeah.
That would have been great.
Do you think
There you go.
Do you think Godzilla would lose to Slenderman? Like, is Godzilla sentient enough that he'd get fucked up by Slenderman?
Nah, I don't think Slenderman
I just
could
don't know what Slenderman would
anything,
do to it,
but-
even with its mindfuckery.
He turned into a tree or some bullshit. Isn't that what he did?
I don't remember. I thought Slenderman, like, compels you to kill yourself or some shit. And then that kind of begs the question,
How would Godzilla kill himself?
yeah, could Godzilla kill himself if he wanted to, even?
I don't know if he
Possibly, but...
Yeah, because, like, even if he wanted to, like, blast himself with, like, his hyper breath or whatever, his neck doesn't seem like it'll be able to point down at him enough to do
No,
so.
he can't. I mean, unless he lets some other fucking monster murk him, but...
Yeah.
Unless he decides to shoot it but keep his mouth closed. I think maybe that would work.
Maybe.
Yeah. The Chronicle Kid from Chronicle versus the Hulk. I think this is a
Ooh.
reasonably easy the Hulk.
Yeah, if we're considering regeneration alone.
And yeah, the Chronicle Kid, he can, like, you know, use telekinesis, but the Hulk can just throw a fucking girder at him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've seen,
Fair
haven't
enough.
we, I guess not in this movie, haven't we seen Hulk just beat people who use mind powers anyway? I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
I've seen
think
that
we've
before.
seen him do that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it's happened.
the big Agumon from Digimon the movie versus Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
Dude, you should have put fucking Omnimon in here.
Omnimon, yeah, that
I
would
don't
be
even
great.
know who that is.
Dude, I want to have the highest of hopes for Harry from Harry and the Hendersons, but I think this is
He's
just
not
Big
fucking winning
Agumon.
this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think this is an easy big Agumon.
Yeah, Agumon would roast him.
He's just a fucking T-Rex with fire breath.
Look how sad Harry, you know, he'd be so sad going down.
He didn't want this.
Ooh,
Huh.
Yuta versus the Babadook.
I
Is that
don't-
under the assumption he has the big fucking demon thing with him?
Presumably.
Yeah, I'd
Who's
say
Yuta
so.
again? Is that the main character?
Yeah, from Jujutsu Kaisen Zero.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing that I understand from Jujutsu Kaisen is they're kind of just banishing curses and shit. I feel
Yeah.
like this is just a walk in the park for him versus the Babadook.
I think I agree. This is a really bad matchup for the Babadook. Yuta is,
Yeah.
like, kind of pretty specifically built for fighting shit like that.
The problem is that, like, the nature of the Babadook compared to a curse in Jujutsu Kaisen's universe are very different, I would assume.
I mean, true,
But-
but
Like, I don't think it's like a direct translation or anything. But also, like, I just don't know what the Babadook would do against Yuta.
yeah, the
I'm still
Babadook
saying
isn't
Yuta.
a physical threat. It's more so just like a emotional or mental scare tactic. I don't think it really does anything besides trying to terrify the fuck out of people.
Yeah. I'm going Yuta.
It's another one that just makes you want to kill yourself.
Big Naked Ray versus Lucy.
This is a compelling argument because Lucy kind of turns into Big Naked Ray almost
I was
in a
gonna
sense
say,
at the end of the movie.
in a
Yeah.
sense, yeah. So, what did we see? So, if we're gonna reference Lucy and go to the very end where she kind of evaporates into existence and is just operating on, like, I assume the fourth dimension, did we see her do anything crazy when she, like...
Made the big computer. I think
Yeah.
the thing is that Lucy more or less retains her, like, free will the whole time, whereas Big Naked Ray, at least in my interpretation of what's going on, she seems to just kind of be a mechanism for, like, higher powers. I don't think she's really making many conscious decisions of her own.
No, I don't think so. I think it's like a big scarecrow being put up.
Yeah, and I think
that's a funny image.
I think it's safe to assume that Lucy just has matter manipulation kind of on lock at this point, and like the argument could be made like Ray could just probably liquefy her. That's a question. Does the human whatever program work on Lucy? Like, can she just fucking vaporize her regardless of her form?
I mean, this is under the assumption she's still in her human form, then I would assume yes, before she, like, turns into a fucking computer.
I thought it was, like, a soul thing. Isn't that what we said in, like, the first round she was in? Is it not a soul thing?
Does Lucy not have a soul?
I'm honestly gonna say Lucy's powers maybe allow her to resist that shit.
Yeah. We don't really see Big Naked Ray do anything outside of turning everybody into goop, so...
The big thing here is that Big Naked Ray is just like the size of the fucking planet.
Yeah.
So it's hard to imagine a defense against that. But it's like what is Lucy doing? Like let's go back to round 1 here against Big Naked Ray. What the fuck does Lucy do against Big Naked Ray?
I mean, like I said, I feel like the sheer premise of having matter manipulation is a pretty big one. Like, even before she ascends to that higher level of being, she's able to use telekinesis, she's able to alter matter, she's able to change her physical appearance, she can telepathically communicate with people, she could communicate with electronic devices with her mind. Like, we don't see, like, a restriction on what her, like, heightened sense
let's look at just, like, the size of Big Naked Ray. They're literally, like, the size of the fucking planet. So, like, where is the line drawn with Lucy's powers? Could she just, like, cut the fucking world in half if she wanted to? Or is that too much of an ask, you know?
We didn't see the bounds of her.
That's what I'm saying. Is like we don't have the feats here to make an argument for her powers even really being particularly effective against Ray, is what I'm trying to say.
My thing is, like, does her super heightened intelligence allow her to figure out sort of the same thing that the characters in the end of Evangelion figured out to...
Yeah, she stops the fucking third impact.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, does she have the intelligence necessary to figure out the sort of esoteric means by which you can stop the third impact?
I
feel like she just lacks so much context, but maybe I'm giving her not enough credit.
Yeah, I mean, by the time we get to the part of the movie where she gets the crazy powers that could combat Ray, there's just not enough evidence. But, like, what I keep falling back to is, what is Ray gonna do besides turn her into LCL?
Fucking crush her.
But, like, if she doesn't have a form, can't she crush her?
Well, she fucking killed Shinji's dad, didn't she?
Not Big Ray.
Yeah, but, like, presumably the littler ones are just an extension of her.
But, like, if Lucy doesn't have a corporeal form, that doesn't matter. She can't do anything to her.
This one's very it's very heady. I don't know what to. I think I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm
saying Ray because I think it's funnier.
Lucy,
yeah, I'll
for me.
say Big Naked Ray, I guess.
Miko?
Yeah, I think I'm going with Ray too.
Damn.
There you go.
Lucy knocked out. A strong contender.
True. The Deer Thing versus Art the Clown. Interesting.
Okay, so presumably these are both eldritch beings, right? Or at least Art is some kind of devil or demon incarnate.
Yeah. I'm gonna go, I think this is a not too difficult Art win, because I don't think the, like, psychological manipulation of the Deer Thing will work on him at all.
Yeah, like, we've seen it get hurt, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, he got shot or something, right? I forget what that
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I think Art the Clown could beat the Deer Thing.
There you go.
Nice.
I can't wait for Art the Clown to fight Omnicron.
Yeah, that'd be fucking...
Spawn versus Shrek. I'm gonna go
Okay,
Spawn.
Yeah, it's Spawn.
I'm sorry, Shrek. You lasted into round 2. I tried to cut you out early before this happened.
It was one
Goku
round
fucking
too many.
sucks from Dragon Ball Evolution. Oh.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, Reze or Reese, whatever, versus Doctor Strange.
I feel like she just fucking speed blitzes him.
True. Well, hold on.
He can freeze time, man.
He can freeze time and set a reset loop.
He can also conjure saw blades out of thin air and just cut that bitch up as much as he wants.
Yeah, like, I think...
Do we see him do any of... I mean, I have, like, no context about what he does outside of, like, the one thing he does in fucking Endgame or the first one, Infinity Wars.
Tanner, you said you only count movie showings. I'm assuming previous, like, Doctor Strange and Avengers movies also apply to that rule, yes?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, I think even, like, I know how crazy he is in the comics and shit. I think even outside of that, with what we've seen in the movies, like, Reese's impressive, don't get me fucking wrong. I could definitely see a reality in which she beats Doctor Strange, but, like, the problem is I think he also sees that and, you know, just avoids that. So
I think he has just, like, such higher, like, defensive capabilities paired with, like, way more variety in what his powers even let him do.
Yeah.
That it gives him the win.
Plus his cape is sentient and will, like, protect him, so, like, and it's rather resistant as well, so, like, if she tried to fucking blow him up, his cape would protect him until it fucking got vaporized or something, in which case he'd learn and adapt.
I'll leave this to the experts. I know literally nothing about Doctor Strange. Everything you guys are saying could be accurate. It's impossible to say. It sounds like everyone's saying him, though.
Yeah, I'll go.
I didn't. Okay. I wasn't sure.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
the Beast versus
Clover.
Clover
wins.
Clover wins. Luffy versus the Terminator. Unfortunately, like you said, like Luffy's basically immune to guns, and
that's
kind of the only thing the Terminator does.
Plus, you know, Bigfoot.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Luffy.
And the Terminator's slow as fuck. Oh.
Unicron versus the Hulk.
I immediately started thinking of Worldbreaker Hulk, but that literally doesn't matter based on the movie.
No. Yeah, I think Unicron probably wins.
I was gonna say, we did watch Planet Hulk, to be fair.
What is the
that
Hulk
movie
and that one
fucking
gonna do
sucked.
against
Well,
Unicron?
here's the thing. Now, I know the rule I just said, Tanner, but the problem with a lot of the DC movies is that they're typically alternate universes, so, like, how...
I don't know what DC movies have to do with anything.
When I was referring to Doctor Strange, his movies are linear, like, they're all the same universe. With DC, they're different universes, so I was gonna ask, how far do we want to stretch that?
Yeah, but
rule?
what does DC have to do with anything? What are you talking about?
I'm just saying it's a different universe, Tanner. It's not even necessarily
Yeah, but,
that.
like, neither of these characters are DC characters.
I was mainly referring to the Hulk, if we were gonna count Planet Breaker Hulk from Planet Hulk.
He's Marvel, though.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I don't know what I'm talking about. Never mind. I'm kind of...
I'm honestly... Now, here's the thing. The Hulk does not save the planet. But I think he'd be able to do what they do in the Transformers movie, where he goes in through the eye and then just thrashes him from the inside.
That's kind of the only thing I was thinking. Like, the Hulk's really fast. Like, would Omnicron or Unicron be able to do anything about him getting to his brain, I guess?
He has, like, internal defenses, but I don't think that those would kill the Hulk before he's able to do, like, critical damage to the inside of Unicron. So, like, maybe I'm crazy for this. I'm going the Hulk.
I'd be lying if I didn't think that was the same thought process I had.
Did Unicron have to make contact with the planet in order to, like, destroy it?
The way I interpreted what was happening is he has, like, sort of a tractor beam thing going on where he's sucking up, because he would use his pinchers, which would, like, break up the ground, and then it would get sucked up into him.
Yeah. So I'm thinking if he's just doing that shit to the planet the Hulk is on, then he probably just wins.
I mean, maybe. My big thing is, I know the Hulk is, like, a big angry ball of mess, but, like, he's still kind of strategic when he goes to fight. Like, obviously, he's not going to try to fight Unicron. He's going to go into somewhere he could do damage.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll ever have... I think the only people that stand a chance against Unicron are people that can, like, fly really fast.
Yeah.
It sounds like it might be a tie unless Dylan's changing his mind.
I'm gonna say the Hulk.
There we go.
Like,
Let's see what we got here.
Like, if we just, like, Unicron's the size of a planet, it's gonna be really hard to compete against that in general.
Holy shit, the Hulk is moving forward.
Oh my god.
Big Agumon versus Yuta. Easy Yuta.
I do think this is easy as well.
It looks... I like this being cropped. It kind of looks like Agumon's holding a gun.
It does kind of look like that.
Oh.
Art the Clown versus Big Naked Ray. Like, absent anything else, I don't think Art the Clown can do anything to her, so I'll go Big Naked Ray.
Yeah.
I agree.
Bye-bye, Art the Clown. I'm surprised you got this far, to be completely honest with you.
True. Spawn versus Doctor Strange.
I do think this is just another Doctor Strange win.
What are you thinking, Nico?
I'd probably go Doctor Strange, because we just don't see, like, that much of what Spawn can really do in the movie. outside of just like shoot guys. So I'd go Doctor Strange.
I think I'll go Doctor Strange as well then.
Yeah, unfortunately, magic is king.
I'll agree with these people.
Oh.
These freaks. Clover versus Luffy.
So...
Okay, I guess, like, what version of Luffy are we using? Are we using him from, like, the most recent movie we watched?
It's just, like, at his highest power potential from any of the movies. I assume, like, fucking One Piece film Red, where he can turn white.
Yeah, does he have Gear 5
in that?
So yeah, let's go with that. Isn't, like, Gear 5, like, if we were to compare it to Dragon Ball, isn't that, like, almost the same level as fucking Ultra Instinct or some shit like that?
It's definitely nowhere near that high. Let's not get crazy here.
It's like maybe close to Super Saiyan.
Regardless, even if that's the case, I think Super Saiyan still beats Clover. I think if Gear 5...
Luffy's still not fucking planetary level, okay? Let's not get crazy here. But I do think he's strong enough to take down a big monster.
Yeah, like, this is certainly bigger than what he fought on the Island of Big Monsters, but... My only thing here is... Well, I don't think the little things, because if you remember, if, like, the little ones bite you, they turn you into... Or you explode. I'm not exactly sure which of the two things happens in the movie.
I think he'd be basically immune to that. Maybe not immune to being bitten, but I don't think Luffy would just explode.
True.
Yeah, since he's made of rubber, his body will probably just, like, expand from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do...
So, like, you know, we see, like, Clover can shrug off, like, tank shells. Is Luffy able to put out more power than a tank shell?
I would say so.
Yeah.
Like, Gear 3 he can. Gear 5,
I'll say
I think
Luffy.
certainly. Yeah,
if nothing else, I think he can literally do, like, an at you know, thing where he wraps his limbs around its legs and then, you know, pulls it down.
That'd be very funny to watch that happen.
I
don't think Clover stands a chance here, to be honest.
I think this would be a funny fight to see, if nothing else.
I do want to see this.
True. Clover is just much too straightforward. Doesn't have any tomfoolery afoot that can really get
True.
Mm-hmm.
The Hulk versus Yuta.
Yuta? Like, the Hulk could fucking, like, kill Yuta himself very quickly, but, like, the fucking big, super insanely strong curse bullshit, I don't know. I don't see the Hulk competing with that, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's tough, because the Hulk is really cracked, to be honest.
Yeah, he's a lot stronger than... Like, people know he's strong, but I don't think people realize how actually strong the Hulk is. Is he,
like, actually, like, that strong within the context of the two movies we've seen?
No.
Is that, like, his peak performance?
No.
I think in Planet Hulk, he's not, you know, he's not comic book level, obviously, but he's pretty up there in Planet Hulk still.
He doesn't look like that crazy strong in Planet Hulk, though, at least from my perspective. Maybe I'm misremembering.
Dude, he fucking one-shots those robot things. Those were each 100 million tons.
Yeah.
That number, I made it the fuck up.
I'm probably just gonna give it to Yuta here.
Yeah, like, Yuta, just by scale, has the biggest, baddest curse, and also just capable of, apparently, I don't remember the combat they call it in the movie or the show.
Curse energy?
Yeah, well, yeah, that. I'm talking, like, curse type, like, curse combat or whatever. He could just use all of them, I guess. Like, he could see it and then use it. So, like, he has a lot of versatility. And, yeah, like I said, the big curse that the big bad wants, that thing just seems fucking crazy. So...
Yeah, I'd say I'll go Yuta as well. I think he has the speed necessary to, like, dodge Hulk's attacks, and then he can just kind of piece him up over time.
Yeah.
I agree.
I don't think it's a particularly easy fight for Yuta, but yeah, I think he probably comes out. Big Naked Ray versus Doctor Strange.
I might have to die on the Doctor Strange hill, to be honest.
I do think someone who can use magic is probably the optimal matchup to maybe take down Big Naked Ray.
I still just do not know enough about Doctor Strange's capabilities at all. All I see him doing is, like, just making fucking portals and shit. Like, what does he do if Big Naked Ray comes down and, like, crushes half of the fucking planet on him? What does he do to stop that?
Dude, he makes a planet-sized portal and teleports her punch away.
I mean, yeah, I do think that... I think he's faster than her, period, is the thing.
Yeah.
He still has time manipulation.
But the problem here is that she is so comically large that I don't even know if speed matters. Like, he he could fucking fly halfway across the planet in like 2 seconds, and I still think that Big Naked Ray would be able to crush him within that time.
What are you thinking, Nico?
So,
He also could be LCL, I assume, as well. Unless he has some fucking, like, mind wizard bullshit that's stopping that from happening.
He feels like the most capable of dealing with this problem. Because, like, he does have understanding of, like, weird bullshit like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's seen this a couple of times in his tenure.
If he's able to, like, stop time and, like, reverse it to, like, keep trying to figure out a way to deal with it, like, I feel like there's a good chance he'll eventually get to the bottom of it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, can you really, like, give it to someone for being like, well, I mean, I don't know how it would be solved, but, like, they can probably figure it out, you know? So, like, I'd probably give it to Ray here.
I think I'm willing to lean towards Doctor Strange.
I also do. The bottom line here is we keep coming to the same conclusion. Like, Doctor Strange is like, yeah, he'll figure it out eventually. With Ray, it's like either, yeah, she liquefies them, or yeah, she's so big that nobody can do anything about it. We fucking outed Omnicron, or not Omnicron, Unicron. So, like, I don't want to keep sacrificing this to Ray, where it's like, well, she's just so big, what could anybody do? Because, you know.
Well, I mean, with Omnicron, there's, like, a very clear path to victory. Like, we've seen it. But, like, what the fuck do you do against Big Naked Ray?
Dude, if the Hulk can beat Unicron, I think Doctor Strange can beat Ray.
Notorious BNR.
I think Big Naked Ray would curb stomp Unicron, personally.
I definitely disagree with you
I
there.
don't think that's
true. I don't know
true.
enough about Unicron.
Yeah, that's kind of what it keeps going down to. You don't know enough about the person that it's going against Ray. So
yeah,
you
it
just
sounds like
Ray.
we're coin flipping.
Coin flip it is.
Swear
Coin flip
to
with the
God.
semifinals is a bummer. Let's find out. It's been right like every single time.
Yes!
And it's been right
Holy
again.
shit.
Is the coin bugged? I swear to God, it's been right every single fucking time.
It
Flip it a
hit
few more
left the first
times.
time. I've seen
let's
it
flip it a
land on
few
left
more
like 2 other
times.
times.
Okay. Is it bugged? Is it bugged? I genuinely cannot remember seeing a single fucking left flip this entire time.
No,
I've seen
I don't
two.
think it has hit left yet.
I've seen it twice. See,
Oh,
there
there
it is.
we
we go. That seems fine.
Doctor Strange wins. Luffy versus Yuta.
Dude, Nico, is the devil fruit a curse?
Yeah, it's definitely a curse.
I think Yuta wins. Am I
You
crazy?
know-
Like, is that not how that would
my
work?
mind definitely jumps to Yuta, but I don't know how valid that is. I guess Nico's the one to really speak on this.
So Gear 5, I just read through the artwork it's introduced, and it does a lot of dumb bullshit, okay? He has, like, some semi-Toon Force power stuff with it. Like, he's able to just, like, grab lightning and shit with it. Just no problem. You can become, like, fucking massive. You can just, like, turn the entire environment into rubber.
Oh.
Which makes it's so like, what the fuck exactly does you to do, I guess, is the
He's
question.
got a big
here.
scary demon.
Yeah, he's a big scary demon.
He's very fast, very strong. He's got his cursed energy blade. Can he, like, teleport or something?
I don't think so. I think he can just move really fast.
Can't remember. I know his monster can, like, pick him up and carry him around.
Yeah. The big thing here is that Yuta himself isn't anything crazy. I think it's the abilities at his disposal. Luffy is very physical. So
if we ignore the devil fruit, Luffy's a fucking jobber, dude.
I was kind of being serious with the whole devil fruit question, though.
Let me go in this sort of direction, I guess. The toughest opponent we see Yuta beat is Gato, who's like he's fucking nuts. What's the toughest guy we've seen Luffy beat in his movies?
So in his movies,
yeah, in the movies we've seen. I know only I'm limiting myself to that, but
yeah, I mean, in the movies, I guess it would be him fighting the big fucking nightmare creature.
The top Musica monster.
Yeah.
But was he really
that thing
fighting
was pretty
it is the
crazy
problem,
as well.
Because that was kind of a team effort.
True. It's really tough to say. Since Yuta does have a sword, like, obviously, like, he is in the position where he can harm Luffy.
Yeah, and I'm still in camp, like, Yuta just gets rid of his devil fruit curse and then he's fucking useless. I don't know if that's how that works, but I haven't heard a counter argument.
Be able to do that.
Yeah, and they both, like, they fight such a wide range of different stuff that they're pretty adaptable, I'd say.
Mm-hmm. These are both animes I'm severely unfamiliar with.
I don't know shit about this. I'm leaving it to the experts.
I've wanted to watch JJK, and Nico wants me to wait till, like, One Piece Kai, or whatever the fuck it's called, comes out, so,
yeah, wait until that. That's when, it'll be much more enjoyable for you.
I've been waiting, like, 2 or 3 years, man. When's it gonna happen?
Maybe this year. Who knows?
Anyway.
I could really go either way. This is like a real 50-50 in my mind.
True. It's just they're both powerful. It's just such a weird comparison because they don't fight the same. Yuta doesn't do the fighting himself. He just kind of...
I mean, he does plenty of fighting himself.
Yeah.
I guess, like, Nico, let me ask you, like, how experienced and how well does Luffy perform in, like, 2v1 fights?
Pretty well, I would say. It's not something that seems to have, like, given him, like, a ton of trouble. I think probably the biggest determining factor here for me is that I'm pretty sure Luffy can just fucking speed blitz him. I do think that Luffy is probably substantially faster than Yuta is.
Yeah, that was going to be my big thing, is, like, how much faster is Luffy than Yuta, because speed is a big component in fighting. I'm willing to
go Luffy.
Yeah, I've been leaning towards Luffy this whole time, so I guess I'll go with Luffy.
Sounds like Luffy it is!
Yay! There you go.
Oh boy.
The final round, Doctor Strange versus Luffy.
Okay, I'm going to vote
These are
now.
not the ones I were expecting to be in the finals at all.
Like, if Luffy was fighting fucking, like, Ray or, like, Unicron or something, I would not think he has a chance whatsoever.
I'm gonna throw out Doctor Strange fucking time bullshit. Let's not keep using that. It's not gonna get us the conclusion we want here.
Nah, I mean, it's one of his powers. He can use it.
So Doctor Strange does create saw blades out of thin air. It's something we've seen him do. And as we know, Luffy has a weakness against cutting weapons.
I think Luffy's too fast for him, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Is hockey roughly equivalent to magic?
Kind of. It does some wacky things.
I was very confused about what.
I mean, I guess let me ask you how experienced with magic is Luffy?
Not very.
Okay.
Mentioning hockey, it does remind me. Luffy he can, like, kind of see the future a little bit.
What does Luffy do if Doctor Strange spawns a buzzsaw in his torso and cuts him in half?
So that's why I was just mentioning it. I do think Luffy would be able to see that Doctor Strange is going to do that.
But, like, you can't do anything about him spawning the saw. It's not like you can dodge that. He can literally just be like saw blade inside you, and then it just happens. It's not dodgeable.
Yeah, he can see the future, Dylan.
Yeah, and then he just rubbers around it.
Yeah, or he'll just dodge it. Because presumably he'll be fast enough to do so.
Maybe we're perceiving this in two different ways, because I'm just seeing it as it's inside his body. You can't dodge that, but apparently we're not seeing it.
It's not about, like, it's already there. He knows it's going to be there before it happens, is the thing. So he'll just move out of the way. I don't think Doctor Strange is, like, creating it in the person's body. He's, like, selecting the location it's going to be.
Yeah, I don't
which
think
would just so happen to
true.
be inside of the body at that time.
I think it's the former rather than the latter, but...
When Luffy is moving real fast, does he have to, at some point, touch the ground in order to propel himself?
No, he can fly.
Okay. I was trying to figure out how big of an advantage Doctor Strange being able to fly is, but it sounds like it's kind of lateral there.
Yeah, in Gear 4 and 5, Luffy acquires the ability to float around.
Do you think Luffy is smart enough to take advantage of, like, portals that get left over to, like, do crazy, stretchy, whip-around shit?
Presumably not.
I do want to point out, even if that does happen, we have seen in a couple of occasions in Doctor Strange movies where if he just closes the portal while somebody's, like, through it, it just cuts them in half or cuts off that appendage. So
if Luffy loses a limb, does it, like, seal off or regenerate, or does he bleed?
We've never seen it happen. I would assume it would bleed, though.
Interesting.
Yeah. I kind of, I mean, you said it never happens. I can imagine a world in which Luffy gets like an arm or a leg cut off, and then no, now I'm looking at it, because like that scar on his face, I asked about that once. Or wait, that scar was before he ate the devil fruit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. That doesn't matter. I was gonna say we've seen like he gets cut and then it doesn't regenerate, so maybe he doesn't. But like I could definitely see an argument where Luffy can just regenerate.
I mean, he does have another like big ass fucking scar on his chest, which was post devil fruit. I'm probably just gonna be using the same Yuta argument here. I'm pretty sure Luffy can just speed blitz him.
I do think Luffy's too fast for Doctor Strange. But like also the time loop, since Tanner says that counts. Plus, like, you just slow down time, so it's not like him moving fast matters.
Yeah, what does Luffy do as a defense when Doctor Strange stops time and spawns a buzzsaw in him?
In that case, nothing, it sounds like. I don't think he could do anything about that.
Exactly. Then what's stopping Doctor Strange from just immediately doing that?
I was going to say, this does kind of start to beg the question, is Doctor Strange the kind of character who decides to go for the finishing moves right up front?
Why fuck around with it, with an unknown enemy? If you can
actually
stop time and spawn a buzzsaw on somebody, then I don't know why you wouldn't just do that every single fucking time.
Well, I guess that's part of the argument. He doesn't do that throughout the films is the problem. Like, the buzzsaw thing, he does it a single time.
Mm-hmm. How effectively would his, like, tendril move that, like, wraps around people, how effectively would that contain Luffy?
I think Luffy is stronger than Doctor Strange.
Yeah, so, yeah, presumably he could just break out of it. If he's in Gear 5, he'd just, like, do some, like, wiggly bullshit or something to, like, just, like, get free of it, and it wouldn't be a problem whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
The problem here is that Doctor Strange has no physicality whatsoever. He could do the tendril whip thing, but I've seen occasions where he'll, like, do that to a stronger opponent and just get fucking ragdolled. So,
Well, I was more so thinking ones that, like, come out of the ground or some shit, but,
Oh, I mean, that's valid, I suppose.
Yeah, it's real interesting, because, like, it's really just a matter of, does Luffy's just raw stats allow him to go through the more, like, creative and varied powers that Doctor Strange is able to throw at him?
I mean, one thing I'm kind of thinking, too, is, like, Luffy comes at him, he spawns a portal into the ocean, and he just fucking drowns.
Presumably, he wouldn't know that, Luffy's,
Doctor Strange can read minds.
Can drown like that. Can he read minds?
Yeah.
Do you think I feel like Luffy is the kind of character who wouldn't think about that, though.
I feel like if you could read minds, he could probably read your memories. I would put it passive. I guess I can't hold that against him because we haven't seen that, but, like...
Recall for a moment here, by the way, we did see Spider-Man beat Doctor Strange.
Well, Spider-Man...
That's true.
You can make the argument that Doctor Strange wasn't, like, trying his hardest because he didn't want to fucking hurt the dude.
He was trying to, like, contain him and, like, take him back to someplace or whatever.
And he failed in doing so.
I remember in that moment, though, when that happened, in our review, I said that moment pissed me off, because there's not a reality, I believe, that Spider-Man beats Doctor Strange, but...
If he puts Luffy in the mirror universe, how much does that fuck up Luffy?
Pretty badly, I would say. I don't think that would go well for him.
What's funny about the Spider-Man thing is I was planning on bringing that up during the fucking Reese fight against Doctor Strange, because I think Reese would curb stomp Spider-Man, personally.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man fucking outmaneuvered Doctor Strange, but then, I was like, it's probably just empathy that stopped him from winning.
I don't know. I almost think that Luffy kind of does well in the mirror dimension. Like, it would just give him more angles to be bouncing around and shit.
I think Luffy's too retarded and it just overwhelmed him.
Well, and you have to think, though, too,
well,
in the
I
mirror
think the fact
dimension,
that he's stupid would be a benefit there is the thing. Because I don't think it would overwhelm him.
The problem, too, with the mirror dimension is that Doctor Strange has even more access to his repertoire there, so... If anything, the mirror dimension makes Doctor Strange stronger, and I do agree, Luffy being dumb probably helps him, but I think the mirror dimension does make a pretty big impact.
If anything, him being dumb likely helps him in, like, Doctor Strange trying to read his mind as well, because it's like there's just nothing happening there, so what's he gonna be reading?
I was more so referring to, like, memories, like, he sees that Luffy knows, like, remembers that seawater is bad for him or
Dude,
whatever.
Luffy doesn't have any memories, he doesn't know nothing.
That's true. I'm still, like I said, I'm probably gonna die on Doctor Strange Hill, so I think...
Doctor Strange Hill.
I do see that Luffy is a very powerful... I wish I knew more about him, because I feel like I'd enjoy the story, but I am leaning just towards the versatility of Doctor Strange and the resourcefulness here.
I still just haven't heard a compelling argument against Doctor Strange stopping time and putting a bus on in the middle of Luffy, so I'm going Doctor Strange.
I wanted to throw out the time stop thing, man, but we kept it in, so...
I mean,
it's such an insanely bullshit power that you really just can't fucking, like, you can't fight against time stop unless you also have some way of, like, doing it before him or something.
I mean, you can be like Goku and, like, surpass... Well, I guess Hit didn't stop time, he just... Wait, does Hit stop time, Nico? I don't remember how that shit works.
Yeah, Hit freezes time.
Yeah, so, like, essentially Hit can freeze time, and then Goku was just like, well, I'll just become faster than time freeze, and then that's how that worked. So, like, presumably...
Luffy's definitely not there, so I'm not considering this.
Luffy is faster than light, though. We know that for sure.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nico, are you going Luffy?
I think I'd go Luffy. I really do think that he would just fucking... Because, like, does Doctor Strange need to, like, do some incantation or some shit? Or can he just, like, instantaneously freeze time?
I think it's kind of random. I mean, we see he has to do the hand thing. I don't think we ever hear him have to, like, chant anything.
Yeah, no, it's... I mean, I don't know any evidence of, like, long periods of incantation, but it kind of is just a thing he does, so...
Funnily enough, I do think Nico has convinced me to go Luffy, so we're gonna have to flip a coin on our other finalists as well.
God fucking damn it. This one time it better be
There
fucking
we
left,
go.
I swear. Let's go!
Holy shit.
Oh my
Doctor
God.
Strange wins it.
Alright, now Doctor Strange versus
Who was
The Bride.
Yeah,
The
the bride.
Dude, I think the Bride sweeps.
I think Doctor Strange is gonna stop time and spawn a buzzsaw in the middle of her.
No, he's
Yeah.
just gonna make her relive her traumatic memories and kill her emotionally.
Oh my god.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. It's
That's fucking evil, dude.
Listen, guys, I
Jesus.
prefaced this at the beginning of this whole episode. Like, death battles are no holds barred. Just because these characters wouldn't operate the way we think they would, that kind of doesn't mean anything in the essence of a death battle.
That's
Guys,
fair.
I have really bad news.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I guess I never clicked the start recording button, or I did on my like the screen recording.
That's okay. We're mostly an audio podcast anyway.
We've done a great job elucidating what's happening, so you know it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of freezing time and spawning a buzzsaw in the middle of someone.
I can't wait for us to freeze time and spawn a buzzsaw in the middle of someone over on Guapish at the movies.
Guapish at the movies!
Jackson, what did we watch this week?
The Patreon pick this week, as requested by our favorite patron, Slayed by Jay, thank you for the request, was the 2013 film Elysium. And if you also want to get a movie in our raffle just like Slayed by Jay, go to guapish.com/Patreon or patreon.com/Guapish for $1 a month, and we might just watch a movie. I'm going to toss this one over to Nico. Explain this.
Okay, so Elysium is a film all about this place called Elysium that exists up in the fucking sky, okay, up in space, where it's fucking perfect, everything's fantastic there, they have great futuristic technology that the fucking shitty-ass people on Earth can never even dream of, and so the little puny-ass Earthlings who are just ungrateful as hell decide they want to go up there and have themselves a piece of that pie as well. And so they end up fucking getting, like, the memory chip or some bullshit of, like, some CEO who, like, they're running a coup. It's this whole... It's this whole thing, you know? And they go to Elysium, and they become a computer in the end.
Fun fact. The role of our main character, Max, was offered to Eminem before Damon, what's his name? Matt Damon.
Interesting.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it, but...
No, you can't.
Yes, I can't. Well, don't tell me what it can and can't think.
I mean, I can kind of see it. Dylan, what'd you rate this
Fuck you,
movie?
Tanner. I gave it a B+.
Whoa. Jackson, how about you?
I'm at a flat C.
Fantastic. I think I'm also at a C here. Tanner, you?
I'm in between you three. I'm at a B-.
This checks out. This is exactly what I thought going into the movies this week.
This movie is disappointing because it runs into a long-standing tradition of sci-fi movies where they have kind of an interesting universe. And even, frankly, this one isn't really even that particularly interesting. I mostly just like the interpretation of the future, I suppose. But it's just so fucking paper thin. Like, they just don't really do a crazy amount with the setting, and it just makes it feel very superficial, I suppose. Yeah.
This one's weird too, because like everything about it just lines up like way too perfectly, where it's like, I mean, we gotta do this thing, but oh, thank fucking God that this CEO also had this fucking all these plans for Elysium just in his head, because they're planning on doing this big coup for it, which allows us to like do all this other shit that would have never been possible if it weren't for this, everything lined up exactly as we needed it to.
There's a lot of marked plot convenience. What I think is funny too is like fucking Matt Damon's like the only white guy left in LA, which I thought was funny. But also he's already a guy down on his luck. And then they make him even more down on his luck. And then they make him even more down on his luck. Like, they're just like continuously making him, like, he's already a guy with nothing left to lose, and then they make him have even less to lose, and then even less to lose. Like, what the fuck did this main character do to deserve this treatment, bro? He's just getting fucked on, and then he dies in the end. He's just getting fucked on the entire movie.
Yeah. This is the sequel to The Last Black Man in San Francisco, The Last White Man in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
I suppose I'll speak my piece. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not super confident in my B+. That's just what sounded nice. I agree. This isn't exactly what Nico was saying, I guess, but this movie does kind of ring hollow. There's a lot of things that kind of just happen, and conveniently at that. I do agree with that. The acting is nothing crazy. I'm not even gonna fucking lie. The acting's kind of whatever. I agree with Jackson. They set up an interesting-ish world, but don't do a ton with it. And I did kind of find the ending touching, but I did think it was a real kick in the teeth to kill our main character at the end. I have seen this movie before. I don't know if I've seen it in its entirety.
The big thing about the ending for me is it's just so fucking hoity-toity. Oh yeah, man, the big evil fucking utopia up there in the skies withholding medical attention, and they clicked the fucking fix everything button, and now everybody's being healed around the world. Everyone's being nice and chill. Oh my god, I can heal my fucking baby in Africa. Shut the fuck up, bro.
Yeah, it's really fucking stupid in that way, and especially like kind of playing it like, so you know, the whole movie is very obviously like an allegory for like illegal immigration, I guess. Yeah. It's like, oh, you know, you gotta let all of the people into your perfect world because you can just help everyone. And it's so funny watching this, you know, because this came out, what, 2015, I think? 2013, something like that. It's so funny watching this year where you're like, no, your entire central premise for your theme is totally flawed. Which is like, hilarious.
We see what it did to fucking LA. Why do you want this to happen in the perfect utopia up there? Why is that the good thing?
Yeah, and yeah, that ending is just so stupid and contrived. There's the obvious thing where it's like, oh, I guess it's implied they can just help everyone and everything works out, I guess, okay. And then there's like nitpicky stupid stuff like, why do they just have a bunch of like EMT shuttles? Why do those exist?
I do want to point out really quick, when I said the ending is a little touching, I was referring specifically to when Max was talking to What's-Her-Face. I'm not talking about the ending where they could just fucking heal anybody.
I assume that's what you were talking about.
Yeah. My overall thing is, the reason I'm a bit higher than you guys is like, I think this movie aesthetically is pretty cool. I think the action scenes are pretty decent. I like them. I like the sci-fi weapons a decent bit, and the goofiness of the movie actually works for me a bit. But I don't think this is like high art or anything.
I do like the setting of the final fight with like the fucking, it looks like some like sci-fi game with like the massive sprawling factory in the background with the fucking cherry blossoms on that bridge. Yeah. That's cool. That was a cool shot. I do like the interpretation of LA. I think it's interesting. It's like literally what it looks like right now. It's pretty cool. There's a fucking GTR. I think it's the first time we've seen a GTR, aka I own one of those cars. It's my favorite car. We never see those in movies for some reason. But we saw one, and it was all Mad Maxed out, which I thought was fun. It felt so weird. Why was there a GTR in this movie? Why that? Of any car they could have chosen a Mad Max, why a fucking GTR?
Maybe the director just really liked him too.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's funny to think that there'd even be a GTR out and about like 100 years, like 150 years or something. When the fuck did this movie take place? It was like 2100 or something?
Oh yeah, the movie
no,
was
like
the year
the movie is set.
2154.
2064?
Yeah, 2154.
I think it was year 2121.
2154.
Yeah, I claim like 140 years after the production of the GTR, there's still one on the street being Mad Maxed out.
Maybe that's the bit. Maybe it's like...
Especially
it's
when flying shuttlecraft exist.
Yeah.
I mean, you know. I do think it's funny.
It's
Tanner was talking about... I don't remember exactly what I said, but my thought was, yeah, they're hiding this fucking anti-immigration thing behind, like, all rich people are assholes, and this is why this is evil. We need to get people all the medical attention for free, which I was like, it's a little bit of an overplayed cliche in my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah, they just put his nurse girlfriend out of a job, dude. She's gonna be homeless now.
Maybe that's for the best, though.
Why is it always cancer, dude? Why is it always they're dedicating their life to saving some kid with cancer? I feel like that's a very common trope.
That is a nitpick, I suppose, that me and Tanner probably share as he takes off his headset and walks away. I'll talk about it anyway. Me and Tanner agreed on this for the most part in the general chat, where it's just kind of like, before that scene, he kind of is like, we see him operate the door, he presses a button, the button closes the door, he presses another button, and that button starts the baking process. So we see that, and then we skip ahead, and it's like, yes, he presses the button to shut the door gets jammed, and his boss is like, fuck it, get in there, we need to get this shit going. And then the boss walks off. I'm like, I feel like this is one of those scenarios where, like, you probably want somebody there to monitor. And then not only does the door shut, but also the baking process starts on its own, even though we saw him need to hit a button to start it before. And then Tanner made the really good point of, like, it's funny that there's a radar sensor in the oven that detects human life, but, like, not an emergency shutoff. And, like, I'm pretty sure on that panel I saw big red button. If the big red button doesn't mean fucking emergency stop, I don't get what the fuck that was there for.
Yeah. You'd think if it could detect that there's a human in there, it could then automatically shut itself off. But no, it's just like a, hey, by the way, we're killing someone alarm.
Yeah, and they're like, how fast they were to give up on it too. The manager's like, he's already dead, leave him. And it's like, there's gotta be something. Like, I figured it also, like, when he started getting cooked, it like flashed up to the big CEO guy in the office. I thought, like, an alarm would go off and he had, like, an option to executively stop what was going on. But no, they just flashed over to the guy for presumably no reason to go back to be like, he's just gonna fucking die, I guess.
Like,
zoinks, we've got a claim on our hands.
Yeah. So, that was an interesting portion of the movie I didn't like too much.
Unbelievably unsubtle movie. I'm sticking to my C.
It is incredibly unsubtle. It's like, it knows what it's trying to say, and it doesn't fucking hide it at all. It was just kind of boring, too, for the most part. I really just didn't care about much of anything I was watching, and I don't even think Matt Damon really did a particularly good job in it,
no,
and none of the supporting cast was really that strong. So, yeah, I'm sticking at my flat C. It's whatever.
I'll stick with my B-.
Yeah, I've been convinced, and after looking over my movie rankings again, B- makes sense to. I almost put it in C+, but I think I'll put it in B- for now.
And it lands at a C+ overall.
Whoa.
Guys, I watched this movie without subtitles. It was pretty fucking cool.
And that's why you rated it higher than us, because you,
Probably.
Didn't understand what was happening.
Yeah.
Well, what can I say, man? I'm a cultured guy.
Speaking of guys going on long walks wearing jeans and being fat, we've got the 2025 film The Long Walk, which was Dylan's pick this week.
So The Long Walk is about some dystopian future in America where we are in a civil war or something. And to boost morale, I guess, they decide to send 50 young lads from each state on the longest journey of their lives, and misfortune ensues.
Fun fact. Oh, my fun fact for this one is just book stuff.
Oh.
Boo!
Bad fun fact,
Boo!
Tanner. Bad fun fact. All right, what'd you rank it?
I'm sitting at a B-.
Oh my god,
Oh, no.
Dylan, how about you?
Is that a bad oh my god, or is that a good oh my god? I'm scared now.
Terrible. Just god awful. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? What'd you rank it?
I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna be fucking crazy. This is either gonna be really good for me or really bad. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I gave it a flat S.
Hell yeah, I gave an S-. Jackson, how about you?
Go!
I'm certainly closer to Tanner than I am to you guys. I'm at a B+. I'm like in between a B+ and an A-, I think. Because
Damn.
Okay.
I'll just immediately get into it. There are things I really liked about this movie, and I will say the emotional stuff absolutely worked on me 100%. I thought the ending was great and really representative of our characters. But there's just a lot of kind of contrivances, and like the structure of the movie just kind of took me out of it in a lot of instances. Like there were points where I was invested in the character drama and I like our characters, but it was just a little goofy and there's some stupid things. And it just pulled me out of the movie a lot, and that just kept happening. It's a very immersive movie, but there was things that just kept yanking me out of that experience, which inhibited myself from like enjoying it as much as I think I could, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. It's actually interesting. The ending for me is like one of only the real parts of this film I wasn't a huge fan of.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah, that was the part that was kind of holding it back a bit for me, because, like, it's weirdly ambiguous, despite the rest of the film being, like, so straightforward and everything that's going on. So I just wasn't a huge fan there. As well as just, like, I'll talk about the characters later, but for now, the only character who I didn't really love was the Major. By the way, I didn't fucking realize while watching this that was Mark Hamill. Oops. Anyway, I didn't really love him that much. He felt very one note, so I would have liked to get a bit more from him. And just like for the story in general, I really would have liked for it to give us a much greater reason to hate him. Because, like, you know, obviously we can understand why the characters don't like this guy and want him dead. But, like, I would have liked for him to be much more antagonistic in some way to make us really fucking hate him and for the audience ourselves to want him dead as well.
That's one of the things I didn't like about the movie is that they, like, tied him to be like this massive fucking total dickhead, but they just don't really do a lot of world building. Like,
exactly.
Obviously, this is like some total dystopia they're living in. They don't really flesh it out at all outside of like some minor flashback scenes. And all we get to hate this guy is that he's like the fucking father of like his bastard son, and that guy doesn't like him, but like who cares about that guy? He's like barely a character.
I think the much bigger reason to not like him is the fact that he killed like our main character's father.
I was gonna give more fucking examples, dude. Okay. I was gonna give more examples. Just stop me when I said one singular example.
Said this is all the only reason we gave.
Yeah, and I was gonna. Okay, you misinterpreted the way I was gonna attempt to structure that sentence. But regardless, there's very little reason for us to really dislike the guy. Obviously, he plays a lot more of a role in presumably the dystopia of the world they're living in, but they just don't expand upon it at all. So it just felt kind of flat in a lot of those moments.
Yeah, it did leave me kind of wondering, like, what exactly is his role in this world? Because it's like he's a major, so it's like, well, he's like some higher ranking military guy, but like is
he like the fucking dictator of the whole thing? Tanner, please tell us. I assume they expand upon it in the movie. Please, we're dying to know.
In the book.
I'll preface what I'm about to say with like just straight up, the book definitely dramatically lowered my opinion of this movie, or what my opinion probably would have been had I not read the book.
Boo! Fucking nerd, stop reading then.
All right.
And attached to that is kind of like, I think one of the big problems is that the book is dramatically more subtle in everything it does than this movie, and I think it's really to this movie's detriment. Like, for example, the problem with the world isn't really spelled out in the book. We get very small hints that there was maybe some kind of big conflict of some kind, but we're still not super sure. And with the Major, he's very different in that, like, the Major gives the opening speech at the very beginning, and then he's just kind of like a rumor that they talk about for the rest of the movie. Like, the characters don't see him at all anymore after the thing actually starts. He's just like this, like, mythological figure that they talk about in the book. But yeah, I'd say presumably he's kind of the leader of the country, I guess. In a way, it's very like I said, with the book is very subtle and very ambiguous, way more than the movie.
Well, it sounds like the movie was also very ambiguous, Tanner. I don't think any of us really got much of a sense of what was happening either. Like, Dylan even mentioned there was a civil war. They only really mentioned that it was a war that happened.
No, they at the opening narration. In the opening narration, they specifically say a civil war 19 years ago.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I would like to ask a question. What was your... I'm assuming you watched the movie first and then read the book?
No, I read the book, then watched the movie.
Well, never mind. My question doesn't matter then.
Okay.
You should start doing that, but like backwards, so that your assumption of the media we're actually reviewing isn't tainted by prior knowledge.
Yeah, I feel
that
like you reading the book
sense.
Really ruined the whole reviewing process for this, personally.
I disagree. This is the first movie where I'd say me having read the book really substantially impacted my perception of the movie.
I do think Tanner reading it first does give us a more interesting perspective here, because basically all the bad reviews I saw for this film were solely from people who read the book first.
A lot of the reviews that I saw
Bastards.
personally were like, yeah, I just think it's boring that we're just watching people walk for hours. And I'm like, what the fuck were you know what movie you're watching?
That's kind of what's funny to me. One of my biggest problems with the movie is I think it is way too fast-paced. Like, given that, like, literally the structure of it is these guys walking forever, and we need to feel the, like, psychological and physical trauma that they're enduring, we are just going from beat to beat to beat to beat to beat. We're not breathing very much at all in this movie, to me. And so,
I'm totally with you.
Yeah, I think it really
or is
hurts
that-
it for me. I'm talking about the movie right now.
Okay, well, I'm just trying to figure out where you're making
obviously the
comparisons.
book feels a lot slower because you're reading it, you know?
Well,
This
obviously,
is gonna maybe be heresy to the two people that really like this movie, but I was actually fucking dying of laughter in the scene where they got to the hill. That was just so funny to me because it was just so sudden. Like, they're just fucking nonstop gunning people down the second they get to a fucking hill. So funny to me.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I guess let me say my piece, because I'm obviously, well, Nico's pretty close, but I'm the highest on this movie. I think that the character interactions were very well done. I think the acting was very well done. I think the emotional set pieces that they had in this movie were very well executed. The whole setup and everything for this world and this environment in the movie is very vague and ambiguous, but I think it sets a lot of, not expectations, but assumptions in our mind. Like, I am assuming that the reason, like, okay, I developed a personal vendetta, I guess if I was to say it, where it's like, you know, everybody hates the Major. I don't have a reason why, but if I was to surmise and, like, put together my own theory as to why, my only question is, like, okay, so they're putting on, like, this big event where they're sacrificing 50, like, young guys to walk to try and increase morale. Like, sure, they've got some Hunger Games ass prizes at the very end of it, I guess, but like, in what world does it make sense to do that? And so, like, maybe, like, I think that even though everybody participates, because it's something they said in the movie, everybody has this, like, probably this thought in the back of their heads, like, why the hell are we killing 50 people every single year to, you know, just increase production for the country? And so there could just be a lot of vehement and hatred behind that, even. And yeah, like, I not to, like, counteract or contradict what you said about the hill scene, I do remember thinking right before that was happening, I was like, all right, we got 50 people. Are they going to show every person dying, like, in a cinematic way? And they did for the most part, but, like, other than that, you know, that scene kind of cleared it up where, like, yeah, then we just kind of see people dying off screen. But it was kind of like that moment where it's like, it puts in perspective, like, okay, there are just going to be times where it's just fucking mass murder happening, and, like, it doesn't really, like, throw characters off screen without a reason. I also like how this movie just introduces, like, of all things, an antagonist to the whole thing, and if anything, there's probably two, depending on how you want to view it. But I just think the way that they're handling how all of this is happening, personally, I don't know if I'd say this movie was too fast-paced, but I think the way that they were handling it was well done. One thing that really got me at the end, as opposed to, I guess, what Nico said kind of ruined it for him, is I did kind of think one of them was going to stop walking at some point, because I didn't think they were going to have an accident, or maybe, like, it'd be some Hunger Games shit where they pull one over on the big whatever. What got me, though, because I thought the black kid was going to stop moving first, and he did, but then our main character kind of got him to keep moving again, and then psyched him out, and he stopped moving, and then fucking died. So that big gotcha at the end was, I liked it a lot. I think that boosted it in terms of, like, enjoyment for me, just because, like, we don't see that a lot where we're with the main character the whole time. We see him develop, we see him, like, kind of grow and develop, and then they go out in a poetic way, kind of similar to his dad, which I thought was kind of interesting. But
another minor nitpick with this movie, very minor nitpick. It just seemed like an absolutely super easy layup, and they just didn't do it. Whatever the fuck his name is, one of the three musketeers, the dude that had, like, the fucking nosebleed near the end,
yeah.
and he wanted them to not look at him. when he
Baker.
went out and they just fucking had the camera pointing right at him. Granted, he was off the distance and blurred out, but like just rotate the fucking camera so that you like have the audience respect the wishes of the guy as well. You know, it's just
I was
super minor
literally
thing.
about to say, I think they put a bit too much emphasis on like showing us these guys get shot. I think it would have been more emotionally effective if we're not looking at the deaths and we're hearing gunshots in the background and stuff like that. Like really showing how like in this society these guys' deaths are meaningless to them and not even really spectacles in a way.
Yeah, it kind of makes it, I don't want to say manipulative, but like it feels like it detracts from the point of the movie when they're just like making it like a gore fest kind of thing. Like I don't need to see a guy get his fucking brains blood out. It seems like it's pointless to what this movie's trying to say.
Yeah, I agree.
I kind of disagree. So, like, we only really get like a couple shots of like really visceral shit going on. It's like the first one especially is like real bad, and that's really done to just kind of set the pace for like, okay, this is very serious now. It's all sinking in for not only us the audience but also especially the people who are on the walk itself.
I don't think I agree with you there. I think they do it a decent enough amount of times. One thing that's kind of tangential to this and plays into my whole thing about how this doesn't have subtlety, one change they make that doesn't make sense with them like spelling things out a bit more is like, in the book, there's like plenty of people watching them. Like anytime they go into a town, there's like crowds of people lining up to watch them and whatever. And I feel like with what they're trying to go for, it doesn't make sense that they don't have any crowds until the very, very, very end. Like, I found that a bit odd.
I did kind of find that strange, and to kind of go back to what Nico was saying too, with the whole there weren't a ton of like on-screen gore fest. I kind of disagree as well. I do remember thinking at one point I was like, damn, I really don't. I'm also I am not the biggest fan of gore. You guys remember my reaction to the fucking sadness. That shit fucked me up. This movie is very visceral in its visuals. There were quite a handful of people just getting shot and bleeding out, and plenty of just fucking, not close-ups, but just plenty of shots of people getting fucking headshotted, and we kind of linger on that shot for a second. It is really hard to watch, but I do agree with the sentiment Nico had, where it sets the precedent, it sets the tone where it's like, yeah, no, this shit's fucking serious, because like in the beginning of the movie, the major's just like, yeah, if you after your third warning, you get a ticket. And us as the audience is like, oh, they get like a ticket, maybe after a certain amount they're like kicked out or something. But no, like the ticket just means they fucking die, which is like a huge like surprise when it finally does happen. So I agree, there's a lot of gore and maybe a little unnecessary with a few of them, but it does set the tone and seriousness of the movie. So I think it's a hindrance and a help at the same time.
One thing that talking about like emotional manipulation, it kind of makes me think of is like, with the Olsen death, like they kill the Asian kid, for you guys who don't remember the characters' names. He dies, and then afterwards they're like, by the way, he's got a wife and kids. Isn't that fucked up? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna do something nice for his wife or whatever. Which, like, this gets into a big change that I really don't like. So there's a character in the book called Scram. He's like a big hillbilly type, and he's married and has a child. And
of course you're pissed off they didn't include the big hillbilly, huh?
And he I'm cutting that out. And he
oh, of course that you're cutting out, you son of a bitch.
I'm just kidding, buddy. And he's like a favorite to win. He's, this big, strong, strapping lad who has something to actually fight for. And he gets pneumonia and fucking dies. And like, the point I'm making is like, with that character, we're told before his death he has a wife of kids. We're told even maybe like 2 or 3 chapters before his death, hey, he's got a wife and kids, he's got something actually going on. And then he gets sick, and we sit with that for a while. And so when he dies, we're like, fuck, dude, that's so fucked up. But here in the movie, it's like, you already killed the guy. I can't like go back and be like, oh, I'm extra emotional now that I know a thing that I'm gonna learn, 2 minutes from now. And yeah, I didn't like how they removed that character, and then like they took him getting pneumonia and put it into Stebbins, and then took him having a wife and kids and put it into Olsen. Why? It didn't.
I mean, obviously you can't translate everything 1-to-1 from a book to a film.
Sure, but it's not like all 50 of the characters we do have are like fully explored and whatever. Like, I don't see why they couldn't have especially if they're going to do it that poorly. Like it wouldn't be hard to like keep those changes and then, you know, with Olsen be like, by the way, I've got a wife and kids or whatever, you know?
You
like
see,
before
Tanner,
he dies.
The problem here is I totally get it. I understand what you're saying. Unfortunately, I didn't read the book, so I was satisfied with what they had. So, unfortunately, this whole explanation you gave doesn't really mean a whole lot. I don't really know.
I mean, you get how I'm. I mean, even without reading the book, you get how like
I do
killing him and then saying, by the way, here's a real reason to be sad about his death is like bad.
I do see what you're saying, of course, but like so the thing about his character though is that he is someone who's like he mentioned several times, I just want to fuck a bunch of girls, you know, and so you wouldn't expect that character to have, you know, a fucking wife already.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That makes it extra stupid.
I did think about that afterwards, but
huh?
I don't think it makes it extra stupid. I think you just don't expect that from him. You know, I certainly don't think he was being serious when he was saying, I just want to fuck a bunch of women. You know, presumably he would have done something to benefit him and his wife there.
The thing is, like, fucking a bunch of women, like, they might have left that in because that's something that the Olsen character did say in the book, where he didn't have the wife and kids.
Yeah, sure.
So,
I do think it's funny they have, like, a Data copy. I say Data in reference to the Goonies, if you remember who that character is.
He's just an Asian guy.
Yeah.
He has basically the same lisp, man.
He's an Asian guy that kind of talks funny. That's like the only similarities you're drawing here, buddy.
Yeah. He reminded me of Dave.
Okay, so this film, guys, I gotta admit, this is definitely the movie that's made me cry the most since any film since The Green Mile, I guess. I was in tears like
I agree.
Probably 4 to 5 times while watching this one. It was pretty bad. It was rough stuff.
Yeah.
So, you know, you guys have talked about the pacing for it. I thought it was rather good. Like, even though plot-wise, the only things happening for the most part is, like, you know, these characters are walking down the road for days. The pacing just never really suffers from it. You know, I was very engaged from start to finish for this one. And, like I said, this is a very emotional ride for me. Like, it was very bleak. And the characters I loved a lot. Just the way in which their friendship grows throughout the film is really something. Like, we often see, like, how powerful relationships are between, like, a man and a woman, or, like, between, like, family members, but this film does a really amazing job at displaying just how strong that connection can be just between friends and forming that brotherly bond. It's fucking pathos is what I'm trying to get at here.
Yeah, it's great. I really like this movie for that reason. Yeah, I unfortunately, when I was talking about, well, I wasn't talking about this movie, but, I was talking to Jackson in a call, and I was like, dude, how many times did you cry watching The Long Walk? And he's like, I haven't watched that movie yet, but now I fear for what is in my future. Jackson, did you cry at all watching this movie?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
There was a couple emotional scenes that got tears out of me. I will say I agree with Nico hard as fuck. I think the thing that sold me the most on this movie was just our character interaction, specifically with our two main guys. I thought it was really touching. I really liked seeing their friendship blossom, especially with how it led to the ending of the movie. It was really engaging. I think it was really well done. I think those two actors did a great job as well, for the most part.
Yeah.
It sold me, dude. I was in on their friendship, dude. I wanted to see them both succeed. I thought it was great.
Yeah, which makes it all the more heart-wrenching when we do see these characters end up getting killed off. Or just, you know, their bodies inevitably quitting on them due to how intense this whole thing is. And just our main cast, they all feel very real. The way in which these dudes are just, like, joking around and giving each other shit. It's very much so, this is just guy stuff.
The camaraderie is great. And I don't know if I can posit this movie for having unique deaths, I guess. And I only mean that in the sense of they don't really choose to kill a majority of the characters in the same way. We kind of see each character get, like, their own kind of death, I suppose, which in the grand scheme of things can mean nothing, but I think it was, you know, felt like something they give thought to. Like I said towards the beginning of this review, what pisses me off is when I was looking at other people's reviews of this movie, it wasn't necessarily in reference to the book. It was people criticizing this movie for only being walking. And it's like, I don't know what else they would do.
Dude, they did shitting as well. They shit as well.
Well, yeah. Obviously. That's a big draw point that these people missed. But it's like, yeah, like, if you don't want to watch a movie about somebody petting their cat, don't look up videos of people petting their fucking cats. Like, you know what you're signing up for in this movie. The people are focusing on the wrong fucking thing. Like, I'm getting off on a nonsensical tangent, but yeah, the camaraderie and all that kind of shit, the character building, solid stuff.
Yeah, I just think that sounds like people who getting way too caught up in, like, what the actual plot of this thing is, rather than, like, you know, the fucking story of the damn thing.
Yeah, they don't want to think and feel. They want their brains to be tickled.
I like my brain getting tickled. And this movie did tickle my brain.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I like the fast camaraderie thing that this movie does, especially just like, you know, especially with our main characters, Ray, Garrity, and McVreeze. The fact they literally just meet at the entrance and are like, guess we're friends now. I think that's fun. I like that. Personally, I'm not a big fan of the ending. The whole, like, you know, tricks him to keep going and then just lets himself be killed. I don't like it all that much. And the way that the very, very ending of the book and the movie are very different, and I think I prefer the book because, like, the one major difference is Garrity, our main character, is the one who wins. McVreeze just kind of gives out and dies. And then it ends with Garrity, the major, like, tries to go and congratulate him, and Garrity just keeps on walking, and he sees, like, a dark figure in the distance, and then it just ends there, which I think I prefer. But, yeah. I think that's pretty much all of my thoughts, unless, you know, I want to, like... Actually, you know, let me bring up... Since I mentioned I bring it up. Casting decisions. Yeah, you know, obviously they race swap a lot of characters, you know. This book was written in 1979 by fucking Stephen King. They're all white in the book, except for, like... I think there's maybe 2 people that are mentioned to be black, and there's, like, 2 Native American characters, and that's it. Where are you going to find a black guy with the last name McVreeze? That's not even one of the common Irish names. Come on. But I don't think that's a huge deal, especially because they do a good job. Olsen I find annoying, but that's also kind of his character, so I can let that slide. The one casting decision that I think is really, really stupid, especially in the context of, like, the vibe this movie is doing, is, like, you know, it's supposed to be this horrible apocalypse with this really oppressive, tyrannical government, and, you know, and everything sucks and whatever. We got female soldiers? Huh? What?
This guy fucking hates women. Oh my god.
I'm
Put a woman in a
see-
film and he can't stand
You see
it.
what I'm fucking saying, though,
No,
right?
I
Like,
don't.
that is-
No,
What's wrong with
not
that?
at
That's
all.
not- what?
What?
That is not something a tyrannical government would have. Normal governments usually don't have female soldiers. So, like, if you're trying to have this, like, dystopian future, why is it, like... Why is it a gender-inclusive military?
They gotta take what they can get. Think of it that way.
I don't
No,
fucking
that's
track, Tanner. I'm
stupid.
not even gonna lie. I'm
Oh my
genuinely
God.
curious at this point what the fuck your rating of this movie would have been if you hadn't read the book or at least done it in reverse order, because this is so disappointing.
Reverse order, he says.
Yeah, watch the movie first and then read the book.
Yeah, no, but, like, it's funny to use the phrase reverse order because it doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
Jackson, your stance on the female soldier thing. Let's hear it.
I mean, I get where Tanner's coming from. The big thing is, like, with these types of dystopias, where it is specifically, like, a lot of people in the military, I assume the, like, need, or not the need, but the want to be in the military would be pretty fucking high, especially with the economy's down. Most of the time, lots of men sign up for the military. So I assume they're not just letting in fucking anybody, and it's probably they're going to be going for, you know, the better candidates, which are 99% of the time men. So I get where Tanner's coming from, but in the end, I don't really give a shit. I didn't even fucking notice. It didn't take me out of the movie at all.
I just think it's like incongruous with what they're going for in the world building.
I couldn't
Oh,
disagree
well.
more. I don't think it's a problem at all.
I don't think it matters at all. I think it's a side detail that means nothing at the end.
Okay.
Like, if one of them was a child or something, then sure, but they had a fucking 4-year-old holding a rifle just gunning people down, that would have been very immersion breaking, but...
I think women soldiers are equivalent to child soldiers.
What's that line about guns, Tanner? What are they?
They're the great equalizer.
They sure are.
Anyway, I really wish Stebbins said his line where he's like, well, the real reason we all chose to do this is because we want to die. That's a great line. They should have kept that one in.
I was really expecting at the end, when he was about to get shot, he would have said something about, you know, him being his dad. I don't think it would have mattered. I think it would have had a little bit of an emotional impact. but like literally anything. He could have like right before he got shot, he could have said something like "Goodbye, Dad" or something. I don't know. I don't know what they put there, but
even you know, that's a decently big difference. So Stebbins is the second one to die, actually. McVrees goes third, and then it's Stebbins and Garrity left. I also like Nico. I think it was Nico. Someone kind of mentioned it with Garrity being. He's a bit of a chubby guy. I feel like they didn't really sell me on why he's able to last as long as everyone else.
He has more fat reserves.
Yeah,
he's spirited and has more of a drive than probably anybody here to kill the fucking Major.
Yeah. I like Barkovich. I think they handled that character pretty well.
They really made it easy for you. Like, for basically zero evidence, they really gave you a reason to fucking hate the guy.
True, but I also think they did a good job at showing us how, like, from his perspective, yeah, like, he was just kind of rage baiting the guy and didn't mean for him to die. Like, I can believe that character believed that to be the case. And two changes I think were smart of them. In the book, they have to walk at 4 miles per hour. Definitely not realistic for, 5 or 6 days. And then Barkovich, his death specifically, in the book it says he tears his own throat out. I don't know if that's really a thing. Maybe if you're like motivated enough, but that was like day 4 or 5. I think him stabbing himself with a spoon makes more sense in the movie. Yeah. And then one change I don't like as much is in the book, it's like a rule that they cannot interfere with each other. Like if they put their hands on each other at all, they get shot. And I think that's better just because like it introduces this layer of isolation, whatever. Like they do help each other, but it's in the encouragement sense where they're like going like, dude, you gotta get up, you gotta go. It's not like them lifting up and physically dragging each other, which I think I slightly prefer.
I could take or leave that. I do kind of agree. It kind of defeats the purpose of like a endurance contest if you're just carrying people.
Yeah.
But like towards the end of the movie, I kind of just forgot about it and didn't really care. But
it's not something I really mind particularly. Well, fellas, do we have any further thoughts on The Long Walk?
No, I don't think so.
Talk about that movie.
Yeah, that was certainly a long talk.
I liked this movie. It is not a perfect movie, but I enjoyed my time with it. I think I'm gonna go with my lower of my rank and keep it at a B+.
It is not a perfect movie, but it is mine. I'm sticking with an S. I really fucking like this movie.
Yeah, I mean, just due to how profoundly it made me feel, I feel I gotta give it an S- here.
I think I'm willing to bump it up to a B.
Whoa,
my man! It's so funny to see Tanner and I so close, even though it feels like we're so far with how we talked about it. Anyways, it lands at a solid A overall.
Not too shabby.
Still a good rank, dude. Still a good rank.
I don't. Do I have any S-rank movies?
I think you do.
I think I do.
I think Fiction. You do.
There you go.
Speaking of S-ranked movies, we've got the 2010 film Shutter Island. If you don't know about this movie, then go watch it because we're going to be spoiling this movie. This was my pick. This is the movie about what we initially think is an investigation happening at an insane asylum, but it turns to be a fucking psychological thriller about a guy who is actually insane himself, and they're trying to basically help him through the process and like rehabilitate him.
Fun fact, the title Shutter Island is an anagram of truth and lies.
Oh,
bad fun fact. I'm not a huge fan of that one. I'm giving this film an A-. Dylan, where are you at?
I think I gave it a B+. No, that's not true. I gave Elysium a B+. What the fuck did I rate this movie? I gave it an A.
Tanner.
I am sitting at an S-.
This is one of my favorite movies of all time. I have an S+.
I had a feeling.
This should be unsurprising to anybody that knows me. This movie, again, one of my favorite movies of all time. I have literally no qualm with it whatsoever. I think it's emotionally gut-wrenching. I think it's incredibly well acted. I think it's very well paced. It's incredibly engaging. I think the twist at the end is really fantastically done. It's just a really fucking super good movie in my eyes. I'm just a really big fan. I have really nothing to talk about it with, to be completely honest with you. it's just on a fucking, like, pillar in my head. So I guess I'll just leave it to you guys.
Mm-hmm. I'm in a similar boat to you where, like, this is kind of a Shawshank for me, where it's like, I can only say, oh, it does XYZ well so many times, you know, but, you know, the things that really, really stand out is it's a great script and a great ending. To be honest, throughout most of it, I was kind of like, I mean, you know, it's really well made and well acted and whatever, but I don't know if I'm really feeling it or whatever. And then they finally give us the glimpses into what's really going on. And then from that point on, I'm like, okay, I got it. It all came together there at the end. And now I'm like, oh, fuck, this is a really, really fucking good movie.
It's so smart. And it doesn't treat you like you're fucking stupid too. Like, I think it drip feeds you just enough to put it together. And like, it also is like, it's subtle enough where you can get to the end of the movie and not to have suspected anything, frankly, and be just completely fucking dumbstruck. I will also say, like, one more piece here. I've watched this movie so many fucking times, and I think it only gets better on subsequent watches when you can, like, actually see the little, like, mistakes that are being made in the play they're putting for our main character, which I think is really fun.
That was one of the things I liked a lot about being able to do a second watch through here, because, like, you know, going into it initially, you don't know what exactly is happening, but yeah, very fun on a second watch. They're just, like, so many little things that can clue you into like what's actually happening here if you know what to look out for. Like there are like weird blink and you miss it, like little moments, like when the woman like takes a drink of water but there's nothing there. Little character interactions where it's like, you know, the head psychologist and the staff where there'll be like just like even just like these little like knowing looks that they'll share where it's like, oh damn, look at that shit. It's really cool. I'm a big fan of it. Like none of them are things that like trigger like major alarm bells on a first watch, but like once you know what you're looking out for, it's very cool. I'm gonna get my hater stuff out of the way here real quick, okay? Real quick. Some of the effects are pretty dated in this film. Like, particularly when he's like holding his wife in his arms and she fucking turns to dust or whatever the fuck. It looks kind of bad. It did not look particularly good. Some of the parts dragged a bit for me on the second watch through as well, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for the most part, it's like the dream sequences, the shit that I knew wasn't real, those were the moments where I was like, man, I really just want to move on from this already.
Yeah, I will say some of my only qualms with this movie are, in fact, the pacing. This movie isn't 100% my vibe. I'm really curious what past me was thinking, because I remember you and Jackson saying I really didn't like this movie, but for some reason I have a recollection of liking this movie, so I don't know what the hell happened. I think
we've just watched because like that was like one of the first movies you watched that was like much more kind of slow paced and like, you know, wasn't like a big action fest or whatever.
You could just say I'm uncultured, man. It's fine.
Point.
Anywho, no, I do agree though. The rewatchability on this movie is very, very good. It's kind of like when you play a video game and you're like, you like the reruns for it make it that much better because then you go back and you do the secrets that make the story of the game better. It's the same way with this movie. I really appreciate it for that. I do think the acting in this movie is very strong. Leonardo DiCaprio and Mark Ruffalo both do fantastic jobs. The big positives with this too are kind of like Nico said with the knowing looks. Like when you realize about halfway through the movie when they change him into like the facility clothes and then you see how the caregivers are kind of like handling him around, and it's like, oh, this kind of feels routine for everybody. This feels like the motions that they've gone through before. And obviously, like I said, Nico mentioned it perfectly. You're not getting alarm bells your first time watching through this. Like, if you don't think about it, you don't even get alarm bells on your subsequent watches. But they don't make it obvious when you're going through this.
Yeah, like right at the beginning of the movie. There's that moment where the guard's like, all right, we need your firearms. And like, you know, Leo, he just like hands it over. But Mark Ruffalo, he's like struggling to get it out. So he just like fucking hands him the whole fucking pouch. And it's like, oh, you know, you might think that, he's just like having a bit of trouble. But it's like, oh, he's never had to fucking do that before. That's the reason he's struggling.
So this movie is just really clever with everything it does, with its setups, with its interactions, and just how the hospital staff are like And it's really cool too, because at some point in the movie, they kind of get you in on the insanity where you're kind of, at least for me, you're kind of wanting to side with our main character and like, oh no, this place is evil. They're trying to trick us. And I think that was really a really big problem with me the first time I watched this, is I thought in the end, the island won, like, let me see if I could recall it. I did think it was like they were drugging him, and I didn't like make the connection like he was a patient there. I thought it was just, in the end, the prison winning and just drawing him into like their facilities, because he was talking about how like people come to this island and they never leave, you never see him again. So I guess if anything, that just goes back to the cleverness of the movie, where it can really it's a gotcha for people, which is really fun to see, and how I can go from watching it that time and then having those details, going back through, watching it again, seeing the details, like the cup of water, and just being like, oh, wait, this is what that meant, this is what that meant, oh, this little thing happened here, and, really, really cool, really cool.
Yeah, I'd say probably one of my favorite things about the ending, like, it isn't even just, like, the big twist itself, It's like the moment where, like, after we've seen Leo have, like, his big breakthrough, and, like, now he understands, like, what exactly happened, he remembers his wife murdering his children, which, by the way, is probably the most intense moment of the film for me, just emotionally. But just like, after everything we've been through, and Mark Ruffalo sits down with him, and we see that he's regressed yet again into his delusions, it's just, that is like the most tragic moment by far. That part just fucking hit me. I totally forgot that happens.
I will say,
it's fucking brutal. Well, let me say one more thing about the very ending as well, is that they still even like leave it up to interpretation, because like it's a psychological thriller and it makes you think about what's happening a lot, and then they end on the shot of the fucking lighthouse, man, which like immediately is like, is this all happening? Like, because you can't fucking trust anything. Was our main character right? And they are just it's I think it's fun. It's heart-wrenching, and it still leaves up to interpretation, which I think is very interesting.
Yeah. I mean, like, even after, like, he starts walking away with people to go get his fucking lobotomy or whatever, he, like, says one, like, last quick thing to Mark Ruffalo, and it kind of makes your brain go, hang on. Okay, does he actually remember it all then? Like, does he actually remember?
Yeah, you could look at it as him, because he says the fucking, like, is it good to live as a, it's like, do you want to see yourself become like a villain, basically, that line, where like, is he just letting this happen to himself because he doesn't want to, like, he did recover, but he just doesn't want to actually go through life knowing that he did this.
Exactly.
You motherfucker, that was my question. I was gonna pose a question to the audience here. It was like, do you think the line at the end where it's like, would you much rather live as a monster or die as a good person, or die as a good man, or however he said it? What do you think he meant by that? Because clearly he did regress, like you mentioned, but then he also willingly left with like all these facility people.
Well, supposedly he regressed,
I don't think he regressed. I think that was him choosing to die.
I mean, I don't think he's gonna die. He's just dying to self, I suppose.
Sure.
He's functionally dying.
Yeah.
I do think at the end of it all, he's just acknowledging that he's a functionally broken individual, and part of him knows that, and he posed that question not for Mark Ruffalo, but for himself, and he'd much rather, get lobotomized thinking he's a good person doing the right thing, instead of, the reality that he actually lives in, where he just fucking shot and killed his wife because, she did a bad thing. So I think that ending does a lot to make you think, and it makes you kind of go back over the whole movie and be like, okay, like we've been talking about this whole time, what's real and what's not real? What do we believe? And I think that's what gives so much power to the subsequent watches to this movie.
Well, fellas, do we have anything else to say about Shutter Island?
No, I'm satisfied.
I love this movie!
I think it's ironic that despite this being a psychological thriller, we had less to say about this in the fucking Long Walk.
This one is a more conventionally good movie, There's not much to talk about. The Long Walk is a lot more controversial, I suppose.
That is valid, I suppose. Controversy beats psychological horror or whatever.
Alright, well, I could see myself bumping it up in the future, but I'm gonna stick with my A- for now.
I am not going to wait till the future. I think I am gonna give it a little bit of a leg up here and give it an A+.
I'm gonna stick with my S-.
Dylan, bless your soul, you bumping it up to an A+ actually bumped it into S- overall. I'm sticking out my S+, unsurprisingly. But yeah, I was at an A+, and now it's an S- overall. How exciting.
Badass. We're on a friggin' roll, dude.
Yeah, we've had some solid movies these last few weeks.
And hopefully we'll have some more solid movies next week, because I see Dylan's 2025 movie pick, and I'm going to raise him one by picking Marty Supreme.
Wowza.
Marty Supreme.
Is that already on streaming?
I believe so, yes. I checked it beforehand, and it looks like it is.
Let's fucking go. I didn't realize that was already on streaming. That's badass. Hell yeah.
Is this a character I should know?
No, it's
No.
Challengers again, but this time it's table tennis.
I see.
Oh yeah, the theme thing. It's time for you guys to see if you can guess the theme and therefore pick the next franchise pick.
Of course.
So the movies you guys are trying to figure out the theme based on is Jurassic World Rebirth and Space Chimps 2, The Return of Zartog. Is it Zartog Strikes
Zartog
Back?
Strikes Back.
What the fuck? Anyway.
I'm not even gonna fucking lie. Oh, I think I want to go first. I think I got it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bad sequels.
Okay. Jackson, what are you guessing? Oh.
I mean, I was thinking the same thing, but I'm just gonna say dog shit.
Alright, we're all guessing bad dog shit sequels.
Well, hang on. Let me try and think here. Just a little more, maybe. That's really the only connection I can think of.
Like,
between these things.
what kind of connection does Jurassic World and spaceships have here, man?
Let's say sequels to films that we ranked in the D's.
There we go.
Unfortunately, none of you guys got it. It's a bit more structural in that the theme is completely pointless side plots.
Okay.
Because Space Chimps has Comet going to Malgore, which has nothing to do with anything, and then Rebirth has the fucking
both
Mexicans.
Of these movies beforehand? How'd you know that they both had pointless side plots?
Yeah, well, I did know that.
I think he formulated them after. I think it's really funny that you say that about Space Chimps, because to me the whole movie is just pointless side plot, but that's neither here nor there.
Well, you know. Anyway. I'm going to be picking the 1978 Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
this is the good one, supposedly.
I wanted to watch this one for so long. That's a badass pick. Dude, we're getting some fucking bangers this week. Unfortunately, we rolled a movie from Dread Power 46 this week, which is normally not a good sign. And of course, this time we've got the 1993 live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie. How exciting.
I am
This
so
has to be his
excited
last
to see this.
film. Surely it's the
is this
last
his last
one.
movie?
It's
I feel like
impossible
Nico
to say,
pogged at
dude.
the screen super hard when he saw this movie for some reason.
Yeah, he refuses to do the my request command, so we'll never know.
Yeah.
But if you too would like to request a film, just like our wonderful patron of Dread Pirate 451 did, then Dylan is going to tell all about how you can do that.
He combined his name with Fahrenheit 451. Anywho.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like these other two have alluded to, if you pay us $1 a month, you get access to the Discord. With that access, you get to request movies. They'll get picked eventually via our movie randomizer bot, or whatever the hell Jackson calls it. You get access to the slime bot, which you use your 500 slime coins for getting into the Discord with. You also get access to the Prequop, which is a show that happens before everything. I think we had a pretty good one today. Today was pretty entertaining. You also get access to the episode whenever it goes up. You can also just talk to us in the Discord. And last and certainly not least, I think the part that everybody looks forward to the most is the funny name reading we get at the end of every single episode, just like I'm about to do. Thank you all so much. Irolhe, teaming up with the Wayans brothers to create her Black IQ, Slayed by Jay, Blake, Netigant, I Love Lesbians, Top Ramen Man, Giving Scarjo by Massive D-Rex, hey, that was one of the franchise picks Tanner had, Tutbot, Lucas Ledette, Hunter, and Jacob Edwards. Thank you all again so much.
That's right, folks. Thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and we'll be seeing you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye!